we're not. There we go. Now we're live. Oh, I almost couldn't hear anything. Okay. Fantastic. Right. So what were we saying? Yes. So Kael is going to be late, but that's fine. So what are we? Yeah, keep going. I didn't mean to just kill the conversation. It just seemed like we were talking about the games. I'm like, oh, it's good a time as any to bring in the.
No worries. I just assumed we were going to get started. So.
Oh, okay. We might as well. All right. I'm going to see how this goes. I've only practiced about half of this, so let's hope it's a good one.
Yeah.
All right. So I couldn't sleep a wink at Kaya's house of repose. So I'm up early, choking down oatmeal with dodgy raisins. Tastes like shit, same as every mess tin I've had since Nam. Then the others slowly trickle in. Thistle, ever full of surprises, shows a soft side over brekkie, sharing a yarn. Oh, he's a right decent bloke, that one. Warms the cockle. And he sang as he watched and waited till his belly boiled. Yo, come a waltz and Matilda with me. Oh, I keep spirits up. I teach that little tune to the mob, like I did with me troops back in the boonies. Halfway through, though, bastard of a rain hits, roof's thundering like a mortar barrage, and open the door, and we see the city's just carrying on like it's just a drizzle. They got this whole system set up: ditches, cisterns, water wheels, the whole lot. Whole city's built like a sapper's wet dream. But it's time to hit the grand souk. You know, to get Thistle a new weapon, since they chucked his last one. And get Thistle as a new weapon, you know, his new smashy. We've got to go out and get that. So Kael, fussy bugger, steps into the torrent without a blink. Surprised, that. On the way, Thistle, proclaiming himself a champion of the sandwich, nicks a pricey second brekkie. Greedy prick. Right, at the souk, a giant tent, buzzing like a field camp. I tell Thistle to suss the commerce culture before diving in. Does he listen? The fuck no, spots a great mall. Names it Lucille. Oh, tugging me like a kid, yelling, Uncle Bruce, she's the one. I start haggling with the shopkeeper, loudmouth working bullshit, and he's at his high prices. I ask for something small but heavy.
I should have brought you, babe. Wrap my hands round that firm hickory frame. You were basic, but you shook my soul. Now I'm stuck with this club and it's leaving me cold. The clash is loud, the bodies fall, but I'm dreaming of you, sweet sensual mall. Enchantment, no spark, but the moment felt real. I want your weight, I want your feel. She wasn't rare, she didn't glow, but when I touched her, I knew. Now every swing without her.
High makes it pause says, Lucille's got no voice, mate. She's not mine today. Bloody hell, saved by his own weird noggin. So Thistle and Crom spot a sideshow, smashing fruit with big sticks. Keeps them busy. Thank Christ. Me, Calva, and Jim, Bongo's, you know, all put away for now, but we're hunting for better vendors. We catch a crowd around this Volo Gidan, some foreign ponce flogging his encyclopedia of Schultz critters. Calva gets a tip on some decent vendor, and so we know what we need. Jim, invisible little devil, fetches Thistle, Crom, and Kael. Thistle grills the vendor about greenhorn adventures. Turns out, most don't make it back from the jungle, so he reckons looting their corpses is easier than buying gear. Cheeky bastard. We grab minimal supplies, including a warhammer for Thistle, and we swing back to Volo. I think he named that one Julie. Well, we're going back to this Volo character, and Thistle struts up. He gets offered a free book for an interview as the latest strange life form in his compendium. So while he's gobbing on, I team up with Jim to nick a second copy. Sneaky bugger's invisibility worth its weight in gold, eh? Kael and Crom. Then as we're going back, Thistle's in the middle of his interview thing. I go and Nabbed myself a dig up an informant for the city's underbelly. 2 days worth of dodgy dealies. That's good intel, I tell ya. Kael and Crom come back empty-handed, but Calva's loaded with getting on local rocks and gems. So, right knackered, we drag our asses back to the inn. If Thistle names another fucking weapon, I'll shove it where the sun don't shine. There you go.
Nice.
Another
I-
introduction as usual.
I'll be honest, I don't know if you all heard that.
So
Well,
I heard
The stream
heard
did.
most of what Oz was saying, but there was
Got it.
parts
But
that
when
was
I
just
when
like
I
straight
went to
up babble.
garble, music was supposed to come in.
And I
Oh.
played music.
Oh, I didn't hear any music.
Yeah.
Well, the stream did. The stream definitely heard it. So
Okay.
Yep. Don't worry. At the end here, I'll share it with you all.
Sweet.
there we go. We're back.
Thistle's mind's eye.
Yeah, as I'm talking, I start to fade off when I mention Lucille. That's what it was. So I started to fade off when I mentioned Lucille, and we had like a Thistle POV as he's dreaming.
Dreaming to himself about the mall that got away.
So there's a nice little song with lyrics about Lucille. She's the one that got away. Anyway,
Okay.
yeah, you had to click on the watch screen in Discord because you shared the screen, but none of you clicked on it. Oh well, it's all good. We good.
We'll
Anyway,
get
that's it.
there.
So we're back at okay. So other things I need to bring up here that I did not put in the recap because it's not Bruce's POV, but I need to point out. So at the end of the day, we all had like our errands. I said like I went and I spent 10 gold finding an informant. So I've got for the next couple days, I've got basic intel on all the underbelly, like the not Underdark. What do you call it? The Undercity, like the whatever. Kael was looking for a short bow. He found one for 28G, and you know what? I'm going to say this on behalf of all of us. Fuck your pricing, Alex. Like, we are 50. I am very. It is very frustrating. Like everything is 50 gold. It's like 50 gold is what we have. We are level 3. Basic weapons are like the equivalent. I am under the impression. Okay, I need to ask this. I am under the impression that 500 gold is a ridiculous amount of money in D&D. That's 50 platinum. So
Or
basic
you might
weapons.
need to adjust your perspective and earn some gold.
For perspective,
You lazy bum.
for perspective, an average farmer with a good yield is looking to get maybe 10 silver back on his crop for the year.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, these prices, I don't know what price list you're looking at, but I think it's for like level 16 characters.
No. This
Really?
this is standard for big city.
Oh.
Adventuring gear is expensive.
Yeah.
Farmers can't afford adventuring gear.
Yeah.
This is true. Crom was going to the library looking for info on Minotaurs. He rolled a dirty 1, found nothing. Calva was looking for info on gems and rolled a dirty 20. And just from now on, he just has advantage on gemology and mineralogy checks, I guess, identification checks. Which is pretty cool. All right. Also, I wrote down a list of every 20 and every 1 that was rolled in the last session. Just so you know. So
Let's hear a short recap of those.
let's do a recap. Thistle rolls insight on Bruce genuinely trying to connect with him over oatmeal in the morning. Thistle rolls a nat 20. Thistle needs to look around the souk for a test of strength, some sort of sideshow. Rolls a nat 20. Calva needs to investigate this so-called Dwarven steel that Lucille was claimed to be. On investigation or history or whatever, rolls a nat 20. Bruce needs to is searching the souk after finishing with Lucille, whatever, looking elsewhere for quality, whatever the highest quality weapon in the place is, rolls a nat 20. Calva rolls perception to notice what's going on, also looking for good vendors, characters that have good intel, rolls a nat 20 and finds Volo. Jim quickly becomes visible and goes invisible again while touching the book, rolls a nat 20.
Damn, that's a lot of that 20.
Yep. Now for ones. Thistle has to do a wisdom save to avoid losing 1 gold on his second breakfast on the way to the souk. Rolls a nat 1. Bruce has to roll performance while Thistle is pointing at Lucille and the rest of the party is standing stupidly behind him. Rolls a nat 1. Thistle has to resist the call of Lucille and resist dumping everything he owns on the counter with a wisdom save. Rolls a nat 1. Now, robot voice is back. Okay.
Greg's a robot.
Yeah, Greg's a robot. Kael has to roll perception to notice Volo while we're all standing at the actual vendor that we buy stuff at. Rolls a nat 1. Thistle has to do insight on the price of the club Crom was using to smash the fruit, or on whether or not Crom was being ripped off on the price he was given. Thistle rolls a nat 1. Kael has to roll history to see if he remembers if he's encountered Volo on his many travels. Rolls a nat 1. Thistle approaches Volo and attempts to endear him. Rolls a nat 1, which for some reason on Volo worked really well. With the phrase I had to write down, Thistle says, "Do you know everything? I think I know everything." That is a Thistle quote from Thistle to Volo. That's it. There you go. There's
a lot of nat 1s and nat 20s.
The nat 1s and nat 20s we had. So altogether,
certainly like the extremes.
Altogether, Thistle had 4 nat 1s and 2 nat 20s. Calva had 2 nat 20s. And Jim had a nat 20, so 3 nat 20s.
Nice.
I had a nat 20 and a nat 1. Kael had 2 nat 1s. Yeah.
That's cool. That's some good stats.
Yeah, it's fun.
So make sure you hang on to those dice. They must be lucky.
well, Spencer didn't roll real dice. Spencer rolled because he wasn't logged into the... He just rolled in Beyond 20 or whatever.
Is that
the basic.
that day?
Yeah, that was the day. You couldn't roll your character sheet for whatever reason.
I wonder if that's fixed. Shit. Let me try a roll here. Oh, it didn't go through.
You might have to reinstall the Beyond 20.
Oh, there it is. Sorry. Oh, it's a nat 20.
Wasted it.
Damn it. It just took a minute to go through.
Right.
So yeah, you guys are
Yeah.
I believe you're in the tavern. You just had finished your breakfast. Did you guys leave yet? I don't think so.
We are specifically going to look for... So I'll leave Crom and Kael to do whatever they're going to do, but I am going to say to Calva, "Oi, mate, this Hackenstone bloke, the guide that offered his services, I reckon he's still around here somewhere. You might come with me and see if we can dig him up."
Yeah, let's go. I'd like to meet this guy.
All right. I haven't told Calva that he is a dwarf, but I'm sure there'll be a reaction. So yeah, we're gonna go try to find Hugh Hackenstone.
Okay, so Yeah, we'll spend some time basically looking for him. So give me a an investigation check to figure out how long it takes you to find him. You probably have a good idea where he's located.
If he's in the baths, we're SOL, but investigation just straight up.
Yeah, just whatever your investigation roll would be.
And he's back.
What was it?
That's with a +4. I rolled a 9.
Okay. So I'm gonna say that you guys are able to track him down, but it takes you until midday.
Oh god. All right.
Have we found him yet? I'm hungry.
Are you with us? Oh god. Okay, yeah, that's fine. I guess you came along.
Yep, everyone hung out together.
I was hoping we'd lose Thistle. That's fine. He's only ever
Thistle, give me a wisdom save to see if you get lost.
Thistle is only ever very helpful in situations where negotiation or personability is required. Hey! Does he get distracted? Come on, come up with something.
Where are we?
Oh, easy enough. Thistle immediately pivots left when you pivot right, and there's a food stall right there. No, he's never more than 5 feet from food.
Okay. Yeah. So you walk into a local tavern where you see some people are starting to gather for meals.
Yeah.
And you do see Hugh Hackenstone sitting at a table in the corner. But you look down and Thistle's not in the room with you.
So we're so busy looking. The two of us to turn around. I was like, "Oh, like crikey, mate! It looks like Thistle's gone amiss." Fuck. All right. Well, we'll catch up with him later.
Yeah, I'm sure he's fine.
Boy, speak of the devil, there's old Hackenstone over there. Dodgy looking fella, but I'm sure you two will get along.
I guess I see him at this point.
You see him, it's like, yeah, you just
Oh shit! It's a dwarf. Gonna go see my brother.
a dwarf he's a dwarf that looks like he's been through a wood chipper. But
Let me see if I can find his handout. There's a player handout for him. I showed it to you guys before. You
yeah,
guys
I
were
read
all-
this is the part in the re-upload where I replay the clip from the last episode where I read it out loud. Anyway, I think you were there, Spencer, when I was reading it, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, he lost an arm to a dragon. He's a guide. He charges 5 gold a day, so he's pretty pricey. But there he is. Yeah, there he is.
There should be a description too.
It says chat. Just saying.
Here we are. Numbered handouts.
Yes.
This is all you guys would already have. He
Does
basically
not have
handed
a
me like a small pamphlet.
No dragon, beast, or undead horror that scares me. You want a guy who runs away at the first sign of danger? No! You want a dwarf, and I'm the toughest dwarf around.
Exactly. So yeah,
Okay.
you see the one-armed pale dwarf. And you what do you do?
I'm sort of waiting to see how what Calva does. I assume Jim's just invisible or off somewhere else. So
Yeah.
yeah,
So. He's invisible, just hanging around.
I'm gonna let you guide this one there, Cal.
All right, I'm gonna go walk on up and say, "Hey, are you Hackenstone?"
He responds that in fact he is. He's a little bit.
Sorry, go ahead.
He's a little bit confused. But he says, "Who might you be?" He doesn't quite notice the rest of your party behind you yet, and he hasn't met you yet.
I'm Calva, and I'm part of a party looking to head into the jungle, and my party says they encountered you in the bathhouse the other day.
Yeah.
And they say it's that you seem really able and strong and good to help us. So I just wanted to come and say hi.
He thinks for a minute, takes a glance behind you, sees the rest of your party, especially Crom there.
Well,
Because
sees-
Crom was kind of hard to miss in the bathhouse. And he thinks, yes, I remember your companions. He explains that he is a very experienced wilderness guide and can get you wherever you need to go in the vast jungles of Chult, if you've got the coin.
I guess I sort of step forward and go like, right, yeah, we you said you came highly recommended, and we decided to come back and make good on your services. What can you tell us about what kind of guide is going to be? Isn't it going to be like a guided tour, right? Like, are you going to choose where we go, or we?
He explains that it's your money, it's your choice. I'll work for you. I'll help you, guide you through the jungle and help keep you safe. It's a
Okay.
very dangerous wilderness out there. You've got to keep your wits about you.
Well, good on you, mate. What do you guys think? All right, so I guess yeah. So I'm okay with it. I'm doing the face. So I'm going to ask Spencer actually. Have I given like the look to you enough times now that I don't need to indicate when I'm like, hey, psst, psst. Like I don't know if
I feel like you have. I feel like there's been a few instances of that.
if I fully decide for your input on something. Will Alex allow it, or is that too distracting to Hugh?
Well, what do you mean?
Well, okay, so I'm asking like I want to get Calva's insight on whether he's a good bloke as far as dwarves go, right? I don't know if Calva has any say in that, but I'm a racist, so I'm going to just take Calva's say. But the reason I'm asking you is because Kael and Crom are there too. So is Hugh going to notice if I'm getting info, if I'm talking about him, not directly to him?
Well, so far you, Hugh, and Calva are, you're standing at the table where he's sitting, and the three of you are having a conversation. So if you turn and converse with Calva, it's going to be clear that you're talking to Calva.
All right, then I'm going to look at Calva and hope I can read his face.
Okay.
I'm just going to look at Calva with like a questioning look, and I'm going to try to gauge based entirely on Calva's expression whether or not I get the information I need.
Calva, during an awkward silence in the conversation, you notice that Bruce is staring at you.
I'm gonna ask Bruce and just be like, "Hey, what? Just curious, what clan are you from?"
You're going to ask Bruce?
You're asking Bruce?
No, sorry, not
Hugh.
Bruce.
You're asking Hugh.
Hugh.
Okay. Yeah.
His clan Hackenstone, of course.
Is that
That's my name, Hugh Hackenstone. I'm clan Hackenstone.
Okay, so I'm gonna just mention, hey, you look like you've seen your fair share of battles, and you're still here, still alive, hardy dwarf as normal. So if they told me right, you were charging 5 gold a day, and you needed 30 days up front.
He says he agrees that yes, that is his going rate.
All right, I'd say let's do it. Always trust a dwarf. I'm a dwarf. I trust myself.
Wait a minute. Okay, so you do realize that he's asking for 150 gold up front.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So sorry, I know that's metagaming, but it's like okay.
Yeah.
So
It's a
So
pretty
I
simple
guess.
question. Do you have 150 gold to pay him?
between the 5 of us, yes, is that a good idea?
Well, we already have all our shit,
It's
like
true.
our consumables and stuff, and we're going into the jungle where we're probably not going to find anything to buy.
So I guess I speak up, and so I say, "Oh, I guess you seem like a right honourable lad. Calva, I know you don't have much experience, maybe with the hacking stones. I don't know. Is that a clan you recognise?" I'm trying to be like, to see if I can be somewhat subtle.
I have no idea if I would recognize that or not. I'm going to assume no, considering I was in a slavery mine.
I would say no, but it's Alex's call. So Alex, I'm
Go
trying to
ahead
get.
and make a history check, Calva.
Okay.
Yes,
History.
for Alex's reference, I'm just trying to get non-conversational insights about the guy. But
It's gonna pop up. There it is. Dirty 20.
dirty
You got
20.
a dirty 20.
Oh, no, you got a +4 on history. Nice, good. All right.
Yeah, you recall hearing stories of a great clan from a land far away. They inhabited a mountain, but something terrible befell their homeland, and they were forced from their mines and scattered to the winds. And
Their
their name was
minds were scattered?
no,
Or forced from their minds.
yeah, they were forced from their mines, not
We're
their
getting a
minds.
crazy guy as their tour.
No. They're forced from their home under the mountain
Okay.
and wandered away.
Okay. Alright, I'll just look over at Bruce and give him a nod, just like trying to convey that, yeah, the clan's good.
Okay. So do you guys hand over his the gold he's requesting?
I guess it's up to you whether Crom and Kael agree. If you're saying they're there, then you can make a decision on their behalf.
They'll go with whatever the present party members are going to go with.
Okay.
Do I know that Calva has Thistle's gold?
I don't know that you
I
would
don't
know
know.
that.
Okay.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Make a history check.
All right.
Does Bruce remember seeing Thistle hand over all his gold to Calva?
I would say he probably would because I did make it public that I was doing it because I was at the table with everyone. So
Yeah,
it
but with
wasn't
a
meant to
9,
be a secret.
With a 9, he doesn't remember.
Not really.
Okay.
Not enough to. So I can't suggest. I was going to suggest that Calva just decide for Thistle and use his money to pay his share of the of the 150, but
Well,
I wouldn't.
While
be
you
able,
guys make that final decision, we'll smash cut over to Thistle.
Yeah, let's do that.
Thistle, you
I'll take
followed your
5
nose
Bronto
and you found
burgers.
yourself to a big old a vendor selling cooked meat.
I'll take 6 Bronto burgers. I'll take 3 Sagittarius steaks. I'll get 2 diet rhubarb fizzy things. Gotta watch the figure, you know. Do you have the things that when you put them in your mouth, you bite down on them and then they scream a little bit and then you swallow them and it's really fun?
So the vendor reaches above his head and puts a big what looks like a giant turkey leg on the counter in front of you, and he says, "I've got meat. Do you want it or not? And have you got the gold to pay for it?"
He takes the turkey leg and says, "Yes, I have the gold," and turns to walk away.
The vendor is still holding the rather
Yeah.
large leg,
He-
waiting for you to put some money
Oh
on the table.
no.
He says,
That
"That'll be
was
3 silver."
that
We
wasn't
should
what
have
he
left him
asked.
alone.
Yeah. I
Well,
I
he
don't think.
he hasn't handed it over yet. So
Yeah, I was gonna
theoretically,
say.
you could both be holding the turkey leg right now. So if you do want to continue trying to walk away, you certainly can, if you make a strength check.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to
Oh,
do an
robot
Contested.
voice.
Yeah,
Beep
that's
boop.
fine. It's
I'm
very
gonna
silly.
decide this guy. This is a pretty burly guy, but he's not like a warrior. So I'm gonna say he
Mhm.
has a +2 to his strength.
Okay.
No, he does not manage to. So with a 7, he does not manage to outstrength you.
Okay.
You yank the turkey leg out of his hand like it's
Okay.
nothing, and he says, "Hey, you have to pay for that." How does this react?
Speaks in robot voice
How
back
how,
to
how does how does non-robot voice Thistle react?
him.
I don't know how non-robot Thistle would act. Am I still a robot though?
No, you're good.
No, I can hear you now.
Oh, now you're
Okay.
robot. Oh
Oh,
wait, no, you're good.
jeez. I don't know. So he'll jump down because I'm assuming this stall is not like 2 feet tall. He'll
Yeah.
jump down and go, "Excuse me, kind sir. You asked if I had the gold. I answered your question that I did have the gold. So I have done everything in compliance with what you have asked. Now you're asking for payment. That is fine. That's understandable. You said 30 silver. So he reaches into his bag. He pulls out 2 silver, five copper, and a gold piece and puts it on the table.
Okay.
He's like,
Yeah.
huh?
He looks at you quizzically, but he scoops up your money and lets you walk away.
Whoever allowed me to make a character this bad with money deserves punishment.
Is bad with money written in your flaws? I don't know. Alex is the only one who would know. So
Oh, it is there now.
He has
that's
2
between
flaws
you
now.
and the
Clearly
DM. We can't
established
do.
as Thistle's thing.
Why does my
Sure. Like,
accountant just scream to me?
well, luckily for him, he tends to accidentally overpay, so he doesn't get himself in trouble.
Yeah, true.
People don't mind when he overpays,
Yeah,
Um,
like
especially in this town.
if Thistle thought he underpaid and he's getting away with murder, he has no idea. So he has the turkey leg and he's walking around and I guess they got lost again.
Okay.
I wonder where they
So,
went.
are you
it's
going to attempt
always
to find
us
the rest
getting
of the party?
lost.
Well, the only way to properly suss them out is to remember where they were going. I think I smell pie.
So Thistle wanders about for an hour or two.
I don't know. You tell me, Thistle. What is this?
I am Thistle will probably get distracted by a pastry vendor, and then will eating his turkey leg go right. I need to find Bruce. He was looking for a guide because he gets lost. I'm lost. No, he's lost. Okay. Where do we go when we're lost? How come we haven't set up a checkpoint? Man, these guys don't seem to understand how this works. Okay.
We don't get
Uh,
lost.
All right. Well, we met the guy we were looking for in the bathhouse, but we can't go back to the bathhouse. I wonder if there's an inn close by, like a tavern I can go to. Tavern people seem to know where things are. Where's the closest tavern to where I am?
Give me an investigation check to find the closest tavern to where you are.
Oh no. Is he still in the building, Alex, or is he like disappeared? Oh.
You look around and you wander for a bit.
Mhm.
You do find a tavern and
Mhm.
let yourself in. The tavern's, somewhat crowded. Unfortunately, with the denser crowd and your low height, you mostly see butts and crotches everywhere. You're not entirely certain if your party members are in here or not.
So
And
for
we're gonna
my
Just
half
had
cut.
Jim follow him.
okay.
So we're gonna leave Thistle at that moment where he's faced with a bunch of butts. And we're gonna come back to.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Spencer. I don't think you can retroactively send Jim supervision. But in the future, maybe Jim just
Yeah.
has like a semi-permanent quest of keep an eye on Thistle. We'll have to remember
I'm a
this. It's a good idea.
I'm a problem.
Maybe as we're discussing paying Hugh, you just casually mentioned, like, as we're like, oh, Thistle disappeared again. Just like, maybe I could send Jim after. Like the
Yeah, I
following.
was thinking about doing that.
You're not going to send Jim right now to
I'm-
go look for him, though, right?
Well, I
Well,
could,
you could.
but I don't know. That might be too close to
It's
metagaming,
up
I
to you
guess.
guys. So you were at the moment where you were making your decision as to whether or not you were going to pay Hugh Hackenstone.
Oh, we had pretty much decided to. It's
Yeah.
split. So it's like, all right, split 5 ways. It's 150 gold. Let's
30
see,
gold
split.
apiece.
There you go, 30 gold apiece. Seems fair.
Okay, so yeah, he takes your money and he explains, well, you're the boss now.
So because
I'm ready
I,
to go whenever you are.
just to prompt, hey Pete, just to prompt, you just spent 30 gold, by the way.
I've been robbed.
I'm gonna leave it up to Spencer to decide because I can't prompt you to spend Thistle's gold. He's not here, so I'm like, well, actually, no, I would. I was like, oh, what we can do about Thistle is he's not here to pay his share.
I'll just use 30 gold of what he gave me, and he can give it back to me later if he wants, or he doesn't have to. It's his gold, I guess.
Sounds good.
Okay.
All right.
So Hugh accepts your money, invites you to sit down, and says, "So where is it you want to go? What's your plan?"
I need to mark it down. Sorry, I just need to do my inventory. I need to mark my money down. 30 gold.
What's your plan? Oh, we were just gonna go wander the jungle in random directions looking for this thing.
So what? So I guess without having to role play it, unless you want to, I would give him a brief summary of our interaction with Kael, and we've picked up a quest. We're keeping an eye out for this. Not draft dodger. What's that? For the loan dodger. That's it. For this loan dodger named Taban. So we need to keep an eye out for him. But otherwise, we're prepping to go out into the jungle, looking for the soulmonger. I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna straight up mention it to, unless Kael stops me. I'm gonna straight up mention it by name to Hugh.
No, Kael has no objections.
Okay. Yeah. So he listens to your plan. He's like, he explains that he hasn't heard anything about the soulmonger, but that he does know that the jungle has been much more dangerous of late. What with the undead being much more active and disturbing everything in the jungle. The undead have even attacked the city a few times. But he doesn't know anything about the soulmonger you speak of. At the mention of the name Taban, he actually says, "I've heard of this name. I think he was a gladiator in the arena. I think he was pretty good once upon a time." But he explains that he wasn't aware that someone that famous would likely get into trouble with such lowlifes. But it probably wouldn't be hard to find him if you asked around, and especially if you spoke to some of the ne'er-do-wells in the back alleys.
Well known around here, is he?
Yeah, he explains. Yeah, well, he's not as famous as he once was, but someone with a reputation like that shouldn't be too difficult to find.
All right. Okay, I'm not sure what to do.
So Kael's going to jump in. So this Taban is a very well-known gladiator, and you don't think he would be very difficult to find. What would make it difficult for someone, say, collecting a loan from him? Why would it be so hard for them to find him?
Oh, he explains they probably if someone wants to hide from someone specific, it's a lot easier than hiding from the general population.
Fair point.
If you ask around, grease a few wheels, I'm sure you'd be able to track him down.
You said we should check some of the back alleys. Any particular area in town we should focus on?
He does explain that there's a higher quantity of thieves and beggars living near the executioner's run, and in the slums just outside the walls. They see a lot of things, they hear a lot of things, but they usually won't give up their information for free.
Right. So
Sorry,
yeah,
what was the first place? Sorry, just to interrupt. The first place was the Executioner's Run.
Yeah, so the Executioner's Run is a place you've heard of already from this the quest giver.
Yeah.
She explains that, so that's where Taban was betting on events and making wagers and losing, which that was over here.
Yeah, and then the slums just outside the city. Right.
He
Okay.
explains that there's some slums over here.
Okay. The other thing I mentioned to the group as well is the fourth hilltop. We had been eyeing it up, and I wanted to gauge everyone's interest in checking it out before leaving the city, just in case there's money to be made.
Okay,
To
sorry.
refresh.
Out of character, where are we currently looking? I haven't zoomed out for.
I just relocated the marker,
Yeah.
so it's in the right spot. You guys are in a tavern about here.
Yeah.
Okay, and
So
where
we're not entirely certain where Thistle is yet.
This is the fourth mountain hill.
Okay. Okay, so back in character. I think it's worth wandering up to the top of the next hill. It's close by. Because the Executioner's Run is all the way on the other side of town, we might as well hit this while we're here.
Right. I reckon we've already lost about half the dice, so let's head out there now. Oh yeah, Calva, has Jim been successful in locating the little bugger?
I guess I haven't sent him yet.
Oh shit, okay.
Jim is standing right behind you.
Jim is standing right there.
I'm gonna be like, hey, that was a good idea. Maybe I should send him on his way to find him. So I'll tell Jim, stay invisible, fly out, and see if you can find our little friend Thistle. God knows what troubles he's gotten into.
Yeah, Hugh explains that well, he actually mentioned he knows about the location you guys are talking about, so let me pull that up real quick.
Yeah, that'd be good. For I told the other guys, but for Peter's reference, it's when we first arrived here, I looked across the harbor and noticed the light glinting off it, and so pointed it out, and we still haven't made it there yet. So I thought it might be important.
it's definitely worth a look.
Yeah. So Hugh mentions that the place you must be talking about is the Hall of Gold. It is it's the local temple to Joaquin. He's a god of trade and wealth.
Oh.
It is a very beautiful building, and there's often people around getting alms from them. They have a lot of money. They like to throw it around, and has a lot of influence on the city. But good luck getting too far inside.
Well, we could certainly try. And I just, I kind of look, oh, darn it, I can't look at anybody. No, no, keep it to myself.
So are you guys heading out to find Thistle, or are you heading straight for the Hall of Gold, or what?
I got Jim going out to look for Thistle right now.
Okay.
I
So the
don't
Hall
know
of
if
Gold.
we're also going to.
Actually, I know how I could word it. I say like, "Oi, Hall of Gold. I reckon there might be a bunch of old Pontius Tommies up there, and I think there might be some ne'er-do-wells sneaking around outside. I think we might find some shiny characters that might be up to no good, taking gold off people, and maybe we can offer to help." Basically, I'm yeah, okay, fuck it. If there's a lot of rich people up there, I imagine outside the temple there might be a bunch of thieves.
Yep, I get what you're laying down.
Yeah, so if we either...
I will
Yeah.
also just remind, like I'm down to check all this stuff out, but we have already paid him, so I'm assuming our 30 days have already started with him. So I don't
Yes,
think we want to spend too many days.
one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I believe we're on. Who's our timekeeper? Is that? I believe we're on
It's
day
Pete,
2.
yeah.
No, we are on day
3.
So last session I recorded that we returned to the House of Repose for the evening, so this would be the
Yeah.
start of day 3.
Okay.
We're,
Yeah.
we're halfway
yeah,
through
we're
day 3. Sorry, you
midday
missed the first
day
part.
3.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, you missed the part where it took half a day to find the queue.
Oh,
Um.
no surprises
Yeah.
there.
It's just adding. Not Thistle's fault this time.
Oh, you
No.
are there.
Now we got to
No,
spend the other half.
No,
of
he's
day
not.
finding Thistle.
He's not here.
I'm not.
Just was out wandering around with a turkey leg that he overpaid for. He
Look,
wandered off
I'm
on
not
his
the
own.
I'm
at
not the
about lunchtime.
reason. I'm not the reason that they're taking so long. I'm the reason that they're going to continue taking so long. There's a difference.
Yes.
Yeah.
So now
Yeah, you'll owe him more money on day 33.
we have half a day. So what I specifically want then is I'm trying to find more quests so that we can finish up our day here and then tomorrow head out.
Yeah,
Cool.
okay.
Okay. Yeah. So as you guys are heading out, Hugh asks, "Is like, so do you have any idea where in the jungle you want to get to? So I can start to plan a route."
Shit, who did Thistle tell about what he was talking about in the bathhouse?
He told Kael.
Oh, he did. Okay.
And Kael should have reviewed his notes before getting up this morning.
Peace Roman 42 Wallaby Way, Sydney.
I'm assuming that I'm pretty sure we have a blank map of the island. Do we have a blank map of Schult?
Yes,
Yes.
you were given one by Cinder Sylvain.
Okay, so why don't we? So I'll pull out the map, and I'll ask Hugh. Once we enter the jungle, what's the nearest settlement from here, what would be the best path to take? Assuming that we'll need a place to resupply and maybe get out of the jungle for a period of time.
He looks somewhat surprised and strokes his beard as he examines this map you put in front of him. He says, "Oh, that's a rare thing you've got there. Maps of this island are not common at all, and I'm not surprised to see that there's a lot of missing information. Even so, this is still something quite valuable you have here." Like I said, the jungles of Chult are vast, and this is the only city. If you want any supplies you're going to need to bring with you, you'll want to acquire them here in the city.
So we need rations.
Did we not already get like all the supplies? Or
We
no?
got weaponry and stuff. I mean, we can hunt. It's fine.
I thought
So
Kael
you got
picked up some.
weaponry, yeah, and I picked up enough. I'd have to check my notes, but I picked up a bunch of bug repellent for us.
Yeah, you did. That's true. You got. I think you got some rations too, like some quick emergency rations and stuff.
Yes, I think it is. Yes. But yeah, other than that, and more of the general information about the jungle being dangerous and vast and all that sort of thing. I didn't get anything else. So Kael's going to give Hugh a bit of a puzzled look and say, "So Port Nazar is the only city on the map. Are you aware of any small settlements, hunting camps, logging camps anywhere throughout the jungle?"
He explains that there are a number of mines in the mountains, but with everything that's been going on lately, little is known about what is currently active. Like, I can help you get through the day to day, but like I know how to traverse the jungle. I don't know the whole island.
Okay. So where should we meet you when we're done at the temple?
He says, "I'll what inn are you staying at?"
The House of Repose.
We're at the House of Repose.
Oh, we are?
No, you
Yeah.
guys are at a random different tavern.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You're not at the you're just a
Oh,
random
because we
tavern,
were looking
not
for
at
you.
the
Right.
inn.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, we're at Kaya's.
So okay, he explains. And when do you want to head into the jungle?
Did we say we want to leave tomorrow?
First thing in the morning.
First thing in the morning? Okay.
Okay, here he explains he'll meet you outside your inn first thing in the morning.
Right.
He says he carries 10 days of emergency rations, but he expects you will be providing the supplies for the expedition.
So, okay, hang on. I just wanted, because I was informed I spent some money.
Do you
so I'm
have
checking
30
my
gold?
Inventory. I do, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I do.
He
I was going to
costs-
give him more. I was going to give him more money for supplies, but I don't think I'll be doing that.
So yeah, just so you know, he costs 150 gold, which is 30 days of his services up front.
Okay.
So we have him as our loyal companion for the next month.
Okay.
Until
cool.
we kill him or feed him to a dinosaur or something.
Fair enough. Yeah. Okay. So I guess we'll just agree to meet him in the morning at the House of Repose.
Right.
Okay.
Is that good? Does he go on about his business?
Yeah, well, his business is sitting in the pub drinking.
Fair.
So
So I turn. I get the other guys over. As Hugh was mentioning that he's not really aware of the goings on of the island. He's I'm looking at Crom smacking my nose so hard, but I pull the guys to the side. I'm like, oh, do you reckon? I thought he was a bit of a guy, but it looks like more he's a bit of a survivalist, kind of like me. So he's just someone who knows his ways around the nature of the place. So I talking to Kael, like he probably doesn't know the tribe's people. He probably doesn't know any of the dinosaurs that are here. All he knows is like what can and can't kill you, and like how to survive the night and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
it's the kind of stuff that I'm sort of good at, but at least he's local.
I am somewhat disappointed that he was not even aware of any places we might find some shelter along the way. I would think that anybody who's spent any amount of time in the jungle who would know how to survive in the jungle might also have come across a logging camp or something.
Now,
for us
do you
to
wonder if
head down.
if that's his fault or if it's just the people here are so elusive and the
logging
wilds
camps
are
and
so
things
unknown?
like that, they tend to be temporary. They set up camp, they log, they
Yeah.
move on, right? So
Yeah, but he was asking
he
about
would very
villages,
likely know
locals.
how to find one, but he
One's
wouldn't
out there,
necessarily
yeah.
know exactly where they are on a map per se.
Yeah. No, I know Kael was, but like I assume Kael was specifically asking for like, is there a village nearby, like with locals? But maybe
Yeah, I was just thinking like looking, like, oh, well, if there was a settlement, our target might be, hey, we'll head to that town.
Yeah.
And that'll be our first leg of the trek into the jungle, rather than just saying, let's go south. But
you had
yeah,
mentioned. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, Alex, you had mentioned each of these hexes is a 1 day journey.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Each hex is 10 miles. You can travel about 10 miles in a day.
Little
Although
rough
you can
terrain,
choose to try and move quickly or take your time, and that will
You
affect
do have a ranger.
how you move.
Maybe 2. We don't actually know confirmed what Hugh's class is, but you might have 2 rangers. All right. So if that's the case, we'll meet him. We'll head out tomorrow. I think we should just make a logical go based on his instinct or my instinct. So what I'll tell the other guys then, and I'll be waiting for feedback from you, is I'll tell them I'll be using my instincts the whole time as well, because I still don't fully trust him, but he's the best shot we have right now. So I just won't say anything unless I need to. Like, I won't step on his toes or whatever, like, but I will let you know if I sense anything, or so I'll be using my tracking skills and something constantly while I'm out there. I don't know if that helps. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, you're basically going to keep an eye on him and make sure he's not going to try and deceive you.
Yeah, that, but I'm also going to do his job as well.
Okay.
I just try to keep it to myself because the tracking and stuff. I'm assuming, okay, looking at Kael, I'm assuming that you're going to want to try to find a village. Like, your first objective heading out into the jungle is look for some kind of place to set up, or something that's stable enough of an area that someone would be willing to settle there. Is that kind of what you were asking about?
Yeah, like the okay, sorry, I'll do this in character.
That's fine.
So the island is so vast. I was thinking that since we're at the tip of the island, we have no idea where we're going. It would be nice if we could find places along our travels that might be places of refuge that we could go back to get out of the jungle.
Yeah.
If we needed to, rather than having to come all the way back here. But we may not have that option at the moment. We may just have
Right.
to go with our gut and find something as we go.
I will
I-
say to be fair to the guide, he didn't say he didn't know of any. He just said he doesn't know what the state of them are.
Yeah, which leads me to believe everything is temporary out there.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's more because like the undead, like places might have been abandoned because of the undead being more
The
active.
curse. Oh.
So people might have been there before, but maybe something happened and they had to abandon it.
Yeah, it's interesting. He didn't actually mention any of the undead or anything.
He said
Well,
that
he
the
did
undead
say.
attacked the city a couple of
Oh,
times.
oh, never mind. Okay. Jeez, I was listening. That's why we have these recordings, so I could be yelled at.
And like since we don't really know where the fuck we're going,
yeah.
it'd be good to like try and find a settlement on the way just to talk to people and try and get information and see if we can figure out where like get a piece of a clue to like what direction we're supposed to go, you know?
This is where I'm eyeing up on the map.
Sorry, hang on a second. I flipped away from the map.
Oh, all right.
Show me again.
There's the ping.
I don't see it.
Oh,
It's
ping it
just-
again.
Just south of.
Just across the river. Yeah, as south until just a little bit down there. Now, I don't know if these orange and yellow outlines appear on our version of the map, although they might. My metagaming instinct is those are higher level areas, but because they're deeper and deeper into the bush. But I don't know if that would mean anything to any of us.
Who knows?
Well, do any of us ascertain anything interesting about the colors on the map?
Give me an insight check.
Thistle
Um,
looks up and sees two magnificent cheeks looking back at him. He looks to his left and says, two magnificent cheeks looking at him. He looks to his right and sees two magnificent cheeks looking at him. Ask me what the colors mean again.
Yeah. Actually, on that note, while you guys are pondering over your map, I assume you're still set. Are you still at the table with Hugh Hackenstone, or what?
We're at a different spot, but
Okay.
We're on our way to the temple. We're talking and walking.
Oh, okay. Okay. So are you referring to like your map while you're walking?
Yes. I'm holding it out, and we're talking.
Okay.
About it.
Okay, cool. While that's going on, let's smash cut back to Thistle, who is surrounded by butts. What do you want to do?
Well, seeing as this is Thistle vision, and this is probably not something he's not unaccustomed to, if there's never double triple negative. Do I see any coin purses by these magnificent butts?
Give me an investigation check.
just a sea of butts and crotches.
An investigation or perception? Because I'm not touching the butts.
Yeah, are you okay? Yeah, look, I guess the question is, are you specifically looking for coin purses, or do you happen to notice coin purses?
Do I happen to notice?
Okay, so then that would be a perception check.
Okay.
You notice that some butts are big, some butts are round, and some butts are flat.
Okay. Well, I apologize if this triggers anyone. And he's going to go around and he's going to be like, "Excuse me, Pat. Excuse me, Pat. Pardon me, Pat. Pat. Excuse me, Pat. Pat. Ooh. Keep up the leg day. You got this, Pat. Pat. There's a gym down the street. Hey, excuse me, pardon me, Pat. Pat. Pat.
Okay.
He's not in the same tavern as us.
Let's say. Let's call it a
Charisma save?
dexterity. Let's call it a dexterity check. Yeah,
Alright.
let's see a dexterity check. You're smacking some butts. Let's see what kind of reaction we might get.
Oh,
Turns
I'd
out
say-
he walked into a swingers tavern.
yeah. I was saying,
Yeah. So you're kind of just casually moving through the crowd, patting some butts, softly as you go. There isn't much reaction, as like it's just kind of a busy place. People are bumping into each other, and no one seems to be overtly offended.
Perfect. And I don't, as I pat a butt, do I feel any? I'm not, as a player, I'm looking for coin. As a character, I'm looking for basically anything that could be of value, i.e., feathers, stones, notes, scrolls,
Wads of
rocks,
lint.
wads of lint.
I'm just gonna roll on my end.
Yeah, just roll. That's great. It's like at
Man,
some point,
more stupid coin.
at some point, Thistle's gonna have to roll a charisma check. It's just like, how charming are you to avoid just being hated?
You notice one person seems to have like a small charm hanging from the belt. It's made with like simple wooden beads and a feather. It
That's
doesn't
a
appear to be
family
anything
heirloom
notable.
now. Yoink.
Do you take it?
Yes, I do.
Are you attempting to be discreet in any way? Or are you just grabbing it off their belt?
You have played with me for long enough. Do you think Thistle knows what the term discreet means?
Fair enough. Okay. Just give me. So yeah, Thistle grabs onto the charm and starts tugging on it. He finds it's firmly attached to the belt of the individual, and they turn around and say, "Hey, what are you doing?"
Oh, I'm trying to take this charm that's on your belt. It looks really interesting. Can I have it, please?
He smacks your hand and pulls away, saying, "No, that's mine. Go away, you strange child."
Okay, that's a fair statement. Also, I'm not a child. Your mother's a whore, and have a great day.
Do you immediately walk away?
No, well, I'm not going to
Do
back down. I'm going to
you
walk.
say "Have
I'm
a
going to
great
walk
day" and
past
stand
him.
there staring at him? Or
Resumes patting butts.
oh, okay.
Yeah,
So
no,
you walk
I'm going to walk past him to the next. But excuse me, pardon me, pat, pat, pat.
okay.
Hey,
Are you trying to? Yeah. So
sorry,
are you just wandering around the room patting butts, or do you
Well,
have anywhere in particular you're trying to get to?
I'm hoping to get up to the bar, the actual bartender and the bar itself.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm
You
just going to interrupt for a second. I got to jump up for a few minutes. I'm going to put myself on mute. I rolled
Significantly better than
check.
me.
Well, I rolled an insight check at advantage because I have skills with navigation tools, so I thought that potentially that might give me advantage, but the lower number is there if you want to go with a lower number.
Okay.
I was also going to suggest that we might consider traveling on the rivers that are on the map to help us maybe move faster.
I mean,
Good suggestion.
usually towns settlements are near water.
Yeah. So hopefully I won't be very long, but just in case I am, those were some of the things I was thinking that I was going to bring up later.
Yep. No worries. Thanks.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So yeah, you do Thistle. You do manage to make it to the bar, and the bartender asks, "What do you have?"
I'm looking. My friends are lost. It's a thing. They can't ever seem to find themselves. Am I right? So I'm looking for a blue jay looking person, a horse looking person, an Australian looking person, and a stone looking person.
He takes a listen to what you have to say, and he explains, "Australian, never heard of that, but I haven't seen anyone that fits that description all day."
Oh, okay. Thank you so much for your time. You have yourself a wonderful day. And I'll hop down from the counter and continue to make my way back out to the door.
Okay. Patting butts as you
go. Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah, you managed to make your way out the door without incident.
I was hoping he would cause a commotion that Jim would be able to find him a lot easier.
There was definitely some chances.
Oh, almost. Last thing I need is to punch somebody in the face.
That
So
couldn't
exit.
possibly have any consequences.
Because at this point, we're just ignoring, like, we're just letting Jim find him, and we're continuing on with our day, right?
Pretty much at the moment.
Yeah.
Alright, so
Okay,
I-
so let's come back to the rest of the group for now. So yeah, you're walking along with your map. You're discussing the map.
So I rolled a
Okay.
13 on trying to figure out what the colors mean, and
Kael, I'm not gonna count as advantage, but 18 is definitely enough for him to recognize that these lines they seem to resemble contour lines that would normally denote changes in elevation. But he says that doesn't quite seem right for this map. They must indicate something else, probably with some sort of concentration of something. But he's not sure what they could be.
I have no proficiency with anything like that. All right. So yeah, we are specifically looking for by the Golden Temple, looking for anyone who looks distressed and has lots of money, or anyone who looks like they're in the act of trying to take advantage of people with lots of money.
Or maybe someone with knowledge of, like, back in the jungle there. Maybe a direction that we could take.
That would involve asking. That's true. Okay, fair enough.
Okay, so yeah, you make your way over to the Hall of Gold. You notice this area has a higher concentration of guards around. Like they're not everywhere, but you know there's clearly a presence. You said you wanted to see if you could find any nefarious individuals in the area. Go ahead and give me an investigation check at advantage because of that thing that you did before.
Yep.
I don't remember what it's called.
You know
what I'm talking about, right? Yeah, your informant.
Yeah, my
you hired two
informant.
informants, yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay. Because I did. Yeah, I need the underworld. Wow, I'm so glad I got an advantage on that. 19.
19. Okay. You do notice a pickpocket in the crowd.
I am going to lean to Calva and it's like, "Oi, where's Jim?"
I'll just give Jim a shout mentally and be like, "Hey, whereabouts are you? Have you found Thistle yet?"
Okay, give me an investigation check for Jim to find Thistle.
Okay. 13.
He hasn't found Thistle yet, but he's still looking for him.
I'll just tell Bruce, Jim's still looking for Thistle. He hasn't found him yet. He's not really nearby right now.
Okay. Right. Well, you see that shady bloke over there? Bit dodgy, weaving himself in and out of the crowd. He's up to no good. He might be useful, or he might be a target.
Maybe we
Good point.
should ask a few questions.
Now the question I was like, do you reckon we should ask him directly, or wait and see if he does something and jump in and save him at the last minute?
We could keep an eye on him, and at the same time, if we see another guy and strike up a conversation, we can be like, "Hey, do you know anything about that guy over there?" Try and get some information on him.
Okay. I don't know if there is a way to speed this up, Alex. It's just
So basically, are you saying you just want to spend some time observing him, seeing what he does?
Observing it, maybe one of us do that, and then just if any opportunities to make some quick money rear themselves, See, the thing is, I'm not being specific because by hurrying, can't be too specific. But I do want to at least follow him for a bit. Ah, damn it.
Yeah, Pete's sending us a message. What's he
Okay.
saying?
I don't know what. Yeah, I'll just look at a message.
Okay,
Keep
yeah,
it.
he's just gonna be away for a little bit, but he'll be back.
We know.
Yeah, well, you noticed the pickpocket, because he was, wandering through the crowd picking pockets, bumping into people and slipping his hand in place. Yeah, if you're looking for ways to make money, well, there's an example there. I don't know if it's necessarily a good example, but the pickpocket seems to be managing to make some money.
Yeah. Right. All right. So let's just wait. Yeah, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna keep my eye on him because if he's successful in pickpocketing someone, we'll just. So I leave it count. It's like, all right, I'm gonna keep an eye on this one. You see if you can find someone else. Anyone else? Or wait, who's better at investigating? Wait, who's actually better? One of us keep an eye on him because when he pickpockets someone, if he's successful at it, we can just beat him up later and take it from him.
Yeah.
So,
I would say you probably identified him as a pickpocket because you saw him pick at least one pocket.
fair enough.
Otherwise, he's just someone moving through the crowd.
Right. So he's been
If
successful.
you didn't notice him bumping into people and taking things out of their pockets, you wouldn't know he was a pickpocket, would you?
That's fair. I wasn't sure if it was just the word of. Okay, fair enough.
Did
I
we
don't know,
happen
help
to
me out.
see
You
Who's
would
who?
just be some dude.
Did we happen to see who he pickpocketed?
Just a couple of random people in the crowd. It's a pretty dense area. There's a variety of people.
Okay.
Some are wearing fancier clothes than others. But it seems to be an overall wealthy area.
Yeah, I was
Busy.
going to ask. It's a pretty affluent crowd, right? Okay. Yeah. Well, let's just.
But that's also Bruce is noticing this
Yeah,
crowd. So
I'm gonna go. Like, well, I said we need to go rough him up a little bit. Is there anyone? Ah, fuck it. Okay, let's just take it. What else is going on here? Is there any indication of anything special about the place? Any ceremony of any kind, or does it just look like people walking around a building?
it's mostly just people walking around. It seems to be a mostly normal busy day. There's no it's not like there's any beheadings in the square or anything like that. If that's what you're
No, I'm just asking. Yeah,
for,
there's nothing remarkable. Anything?
Other than the fact that you're in an affluent neighborhood and there's this large, shiny, golden dome building in front of you, I wouldn't say there's anything specifically obvious going on at this point.
Okay.
The most interesting thing you've spotted so far was the pickpocket.
All right. So maybe we're just wasting our time.
Did anyone else want to do anything while we're here? I guess Calva.
There's nothing significant about it. I don't know. I don't want to waste the whole afternoon here.
So we're just outside the building right now. I take it, and then
Correct.
it's like a door to get in. And there's so I just want to pipe up to some random person beside me. She's like, "Hey man, I got a question if you don't mind. New in town. Just wondering about this building here, the giant golden dome. I was just like what's the organization inside? Like what is this place for?"
The person exclaims, "Oh, a tourist, eh? This is let me find the description again. The Hall of Gold. It's a temple to Joaquin. Joaquin is a gold of trade and wealth. So it's a very popular temple for the traders and merchants to come and pay homage. They're very influential in the city.
Okay, and how would one get to talk with one of these special traders and merchants? I guess do you just go inside? Are they all in there?
Well, it's customary to make a donation at the door of 10 gold pieces if you want to go inside. It's very popular amongst the wealthy.
I see. All right, thank you very much for the info.
Just have a nice day. Goes on about his business.
10 gold pieces to go inside. Cause I'm wondering if we could like gets like these people are obviously rich and wealthy and have connections. I wonder if they would know anything about the thing we're seeking, the soulmonger. They would know whereabouts there would be something.
Okay. Yeah, you can ask that. I would not think commoners would know anything about it. Even Hugh didn't know anything about it.
Well, like go inside and like talk to these traders, because
Are we even allowed inside?
I
Like
don't
Hugh
know.
made it sound like we wouldn't even be able to get inside. That's why I was asking if there's anything like, is there anything significant at all about it? Because if we don't see people coming in to and fro and walking up a golden stairs, like I don't know.
I mean that
Well,
other guy just said we just
there's
pay
a
10
large
gold.
archway entrance, and like there are people coming and going. You know, you see as people are going in, they seem to be handing small purses to
Okay.
attendants at the door.
Hmm.
Okay, yeah. So it's
All right.
a pay to enter thing. Yeah, we're not gonna spend any more coin. I'm not part of the
Yeah, we're pretty
conversation though.
broke.
I'm keeping an eye on the other guy.
Okay.
So
All right.
I'm
Well,
sorry as you're
yeah.
going around talking to the crowd or whatever. I'm not actually with you. I'm going to be.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get another investigation check for Jim to see if he finds Thistle.
I'm gonna do something with Crom in a minute.
Thistle, can you give me a perception check?
Perception. No.
No. Yeah, you do not notice any clues. You do not notice any hints to where your friends might be. You got your turkey leg. You just left the crowded bar.
Yeah,
What do you want to do next?
So the next logical thing to do when other people are lost and the local watering hole doesn't know where they are, you go to the next best thing. So I know that they were looking for Hugh Hefner. Hugh Hefner. And as far as I know, he's an adventurer. And he's not at this tavern, but adventurers are a crafty lot. They might go to a coliseum somewhere to find information. So I'm going to go find a crowd of people so I can start my own coliseum because this town is too expensive.
That's great.
So, what do you mean by start your own coliseum?
Oh, I'm glad you asked. So I'm looking for a crowd of people to start with.
Okay, that's not hard to find. You're in the middle of a busy city. There are you're in the Red Market District. Yeah, there's a few gatherings of people. Which would you like to pick? Anything in particular that you think might interest your eye?
Is there like a milk crate or a box close by that I can just pick up
Oh, I'm certain you could
step?
easily find one.
Perfect. I pick it up.
It won't even require a roll.
I slap it down on the ground. I step on top of it, and in the loudest Thistle voice, I yell, "Who thinks that he can beat me, a child, in an arm wrestling contest. 5 gold. And I hop down from the crate and I assume the position ready for arm wrestling.
Okay, on the milk crate. So like you're knelt down like next to a milk crate, which would be almost like stool height for you, but for everyone
Yes.
else, it's like just above their ankle. Okay, yeah, no, yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
Give me a performance check to see what attention you draw. 13. Okay. Let's see. A couple of passerbys kind of laugh at your attempt to goad people in, but they mostly go about their business.
All right. Okay. Seeing that this was maybe not the best success, I'll stand up and go, "You there, you look like a burly man," and I point to a woman,
Okay.
one of them in their frocks and whatnot. "You there, you look like a burly man."
The woman looks at you, looks around, gestures to herself, and looks confused.
Sure, why not you? Do you think you cannot beat me, a humble child, in a test of strength? I am a mere weakling.
Give me a. Let's start with a persuasion check to see if she is drawn in.
Zero. Oh, sorry, -1.
Yeah, no, she just kind of sneers at you and briskly walks away. Oh, and also you bump your elbow on the crate and it kind of hurts. You hit your funny bone.
Okay. Fuck it.
However, you're storing up somewhat of a commotion. Jim, give me a perception check.
Okay. Ooh. Oh wait, Jim.
Uh-huh.
Um,
I'm giving you all the chances. It's not my fault you rolled terribly.
If you guys would stop getting lost, this wouldn't be a problem.
Okay, so perception. Perception is wisdom. Oh, I rolled it twice. I think.
We'll go with the first one. Unfortunately, yeah, no, it's not going to be good enough.
Nope.
Not for the display that Thistle's been putting on.
So,
So last,
Thistle,
Thistle. Yeah, nobody seems to be too interested in arm wrestling, Thistle.
Great. And he
You sound like a robot again.
Oh.
Yeah. No, you're fine. There you go.
Second to
There it
fix
is.
There we go.
itself.
Yeah. Oh, there you
Sorry,
go. You're good.
I was auto-tuning myself. I'm going to pick up the milk crate, and I'm going to pick it up over my head, Donkey Kong style. And I'm going to look at the biggest, meanest guy I can see in the crowd and throw it at him.
Okay, give me a just straight attack roll.
2 actions. Unarmed strike.
Yeah, just yeah, unarmed strike, sure.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Good enough. Actually, it should be. We'll stick with it for now. I guess I should have
Yeah.
thought it should be dex based rather
Yeah.
than strength based because you're throwing it as opposed to smacking him with it. But anyway, we'll call it anyway. You notice a big burly guy in hefty armor. You throw this crate at him. It smashes on his back, and he turns around and explains who threw that. You notice he also has a hefty shield with a large red fist wreathed in flame.
Is Thistle smart enough to realize that this is probably a guard?
Give me a history check.
All right, so we're doing this.
That one. You don't recognize. Yeah, you have no clue who this guy is.
We're doing this.
All right. He draws his maul out and Thistle just looks at him and goes, I've had the longest goddamn week today. My friends are lost, no one's paying attention to me, and I'm bored. I'm understimulated and overcaffeinated. Fight me.
Okay. Give me a persuasion check at advantage.
Oh, okay. Ooh, I will take that advantage. There's another nat one.
Oh.
Jesus
Um,
fucking Christ.
The large
loaded
burly
dice.
fellow, who is quite a bit larger than you,
Mhm.
and very heavily armed.
Yep.
He looks at you. He looks at the splintered box on the floor. He kind of flexes his shoulder, and he thinks. And he says, "Watch where you're throwing things, you impetuous child."
Is that it?
He hasn't attacked you yet.
He threw mild words have been thrown at you.
He's clearly annoyed, but actually, give me an insight check.
Is he clearly annoyed? Thistle?
Yeah.
To anyone
give me an
else,
insight
he would be
check.
clearly annoyed.
Yeah, he doesn't seem to be in a fighting stance of any kind. He's just kind of telling you off.
Okay. So Thistle is going to pivot. He is going to pivot in a direction I can't think anyone saw him pivoting to. He takes a deep breath, calms his nerve, goes over to the guard, and starts to fake cry as much as a child, much as he can. Because again, he looks like a child, and he starts going, "Mommy, my daddy lost me, and I need to get home. I thought you were. Why is this city so big?" And he is going to cause the biggest scene and stink you have ever seen a temper tantrum of a child.
Well, give me a performance check.
At advantage?
With advantage?
Sure, that was a good
I was
description.
gonna say, you're not even gonna. He needs the advantage.
Fucking hell.
It doesn't matter. Oh my goodness.
Okay, so your crying doesn't attract a lot of attention, other than the guy you're literally at his feet, probably. Give me a deception check.
Oh, come on.
This is
No,
the most pathetic cry.
He kind of shoves you away, and says, "Get away from me, you urchin! Where's your? I'm sure your pickpocket partners are around, trying to take my things as soon as you get my attention." And he starts glancing around to see if there's anyone else suspicious.
Sorry, where is this happening? I need
You're not entirely certain. Even Thistle's not entirely certain. He's somewhere
okay.
in
All right.
in the red district.
Yep. Okay.
But yeah, this is definitely away from the rest of the party. You guys wandered off.
Yeah, oh yeah.
He wandered off, and then you wandered off somewhere else. So, yeah. And Jim's just shit at finding Thistle, and this is rolling terribly. So yeah, how do you react to him pushing you away and disregarding your wails?
Okay. Aggression hasn't worked. Deception hasn't worked. Physical violence hasn't worked.
This is just gonna rage.
I'm tempted. I am super
Rage
tempted.
and confusion.
You know what? This has frustrated him to the point he is going to rage. So one sec, I'm going to rage. I gotta roll a thing.
Yep, roll your thing.
I don't know a thing.
What happens when you rage?
I know what the thing is, but Bruce doesn't know. I don't think the audience knows.
Oh, they've seen it before.
Oh yeah.
It's been somewhat subtle so far.
Yeah. A 7.
Fireball.
No, no, not a fireball.
It's robot morph.
He rolls a 7 and turns into a
Alright.
robot. Still can't understand him.
I know, it's just so funny when he speaks slowly. It sounds really roboty.
Yeah, it's actually more clearly like a robot voice when he speaks like slowly and clearly. But it's just garbled enough that you can't understand it.
Wiggle your cord. Wiggle your cord, Greg.
We lost
Hey, there
him.
we go. No, he's disconnecting, reconnecting.
Yeah.
Ah,
You
yeah,
know,
now we-
it's a wireless headset. So I mean, like, what do you mean wiggle the cord?
Wiggle
that
it anyway.
Wiggle that set.
I am wiggling. Nothing's happening. It's wireless. One sec. So the pink shock of hair. Seems to manifest and grow forward. Oh, sorry, fireworks. My dogs are probably going to go crazy. And you see it grow out and illusion. Okay.
Oh, it's the dogs working. What's that sound?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
It wasn't very clear what it was.
My apology. My
Well,
fireworks are
I
going
guess while you're
off.
okay.
But so what
Okay.
he would see are flowers and vines grow temporarily around me, as the pink shock of hair seems to grow out into a big flower bud, and the petals scatter everywhere. And as each petal lands, flowers and vines grow from it. And all around me, 15 feet around me, is difficult terrain.
He's so adorable
Okay.
when he rages.
Okay, so we'll smash cut away from that for now.
Yeah.
Jim, give me a perception check at advantage.
Jim, do you see the explosion of flowers? Jim? Oh, please, Jim. Do you see the explosion of flowers, Jim?
11.
11.
Uh,
Jim notices a small area of a crowd seems to have a bit of a disturbance. There's kind of like a 15-foot radius of people that seem to start stumbling all of a sudden, and a bit of a cacophony of voices of people complaining kicks up out of the crowd.
Alright, Jim's invisible and he's gonna fly in and check out and see what the hell's going on.
Yeah, he flies in closer and he sees Thistle seems to be squaring up against a very heavily armed individual. There's a big nest of vines and flowers and whatnot growing around him. His hair is glowing pink for some reason, and but the large heavily armed individual still doesn't look like he's taking much of an aggressive stance.
Alright, Jim's gonna quickly fly in and go right beside Thistle and like speak in his ear while he's still invisible, and just say, "Hey Thistle, chill. This is Jim. I found you, and if you get out of here, we can get back to the party."
Thistle,
Try
this
and
is Remember
Yeah,
James,
it's
it's
like a
James
bingo.
Earl Jones' voice. You just hear James Earl Jones coming from the sky. Thistle. This
Oh
is
yeah, I forgot. James Earl Jones.
This is gold.
I forgot we had tried that in canon. Okay, from there we're gonna pause and let's take a 10 to 15-minute bio break.
Sounds
Okay.
good.
Okay.
We'll come back.
I will be right back.
Okay. So, it is at this point that I would read chats and whatnot. All we have is Peter throwing things in chat. Peter says, "I cast rose bushes."
Yeah, I thought my table was laid out in such a way that just it worked, and then I realized out of all the numbers, I'm missing 7. I'm
Oh,
like, so I had to pull up the actual table again and be like, okay, what's going on? Well, I will be back myself,
all right.
and I'm just looking at the recording that I'm making. I hope you enjoy my stream of consciousness.
Well, what do you mean? Is there a bunch of extras? What?
Well, I may be muted in Discord,
Oh,
but I didn't mute Audacity.
So I get the extra. Fantastic.
Yeah. So,
Yep. That'd be fine.
enjoy.
I do see. Oh, you need to. Okay. Never mind. All right.
I'll
I'm looking
be
at
right.
that. I'm asking chat. I'm just going to talk to you two for a minute. Looking at the map. We need to make the best use of our day, everybody. And so we are here. We're trying to make use of the Golden Temple, but it does not appear that there is. We have to pay to get in. It's some kind of thing for, like I said, some Ponciar's ne'er-do-wells. There's extra guardage, but do that. I'm hoping we can get back up here to the Executioner's Run before the end of the day. So kind of curious what this is. These bridges over this little out town. Probably lots of stuff to do here. This map is also not oriented north-south. I just realized that. North is this way on this map. This map has west as up. After all this time, this map has west as up. Yeah, so this is the part where I would talk to Chad. I see there's a couple people watching. I'm pretty sure one of them is Pete, so... Hi! He'll be back. He's just doing stuff. Ba-ba-da-ba-ba. Maybe I'll just do this.
One way to do it.
There. Okay, we're back. I have to pick a shorter version of that
Average, and
song
then
for
I'll pick it.
the intro to that. The intro to that song is way too long for a brief. It's the full version of the music that I put together, I guess a month ago now, a couple weeks ago now. Is it takes about, I would say, 3 minutes to even get going. Because that's just how I be do. Okay, yeah, so Kael's with us. So I guess, yeah, if you did hear it, then I'm about to... Calva's been going around talking to people. I assume Kael's been going around kind of talking as well. I am eyeing up this pickpocket, and I'm about to take Crom and clothesline the guy. So
Okay.
that's what my plan is. When I say Crom, let's back this guy in the corner. So I want to wait till the pickpocket guy is exposed slightly. So he's like, so that way we don't, physically hurt anyone else. And we will,
Okay. So you basically want to intercept him and
yeah,
try and knock
remove
him
him
out
from
of
the crowd. Take him to a quieter place for questioning. With Crom's
you
help.
want to grab. You want to grab him discreetly then.
I don't mind if the guards see us grab him. But it will be, yeah, I want to grab him discreetly, yes. We're not
Okay.
going to knock him down in the crowd. We're not going to make a scene. We're just going to pull him out of the crowd. That's the goal, anyway. Hopefully Crom is... Crom just approaching the crowd hopefully will part the seas, but...
Do we have Greg back?
No, but Greg is... But Greg is also not here. Or Thistle's not here.
Well, let's just give Greg another minute to get back, and then
Oh, okay.
we'll resolve that.
Well, then fine. And you can... And
But
does
why are
Kael...
we-
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just going to ask, what has Kael been doing while I've been watching the guy and Calva's been talking to people?
Yeah, I'll Kael will have flown up to one of the taller buildings in the area, obviously not on top of the temple. I don't want to go anywhere where I'm going to
Desecrate the...
desecrate
Shut down.
anything or cause any alarm from the guards. Just trying to get a view and look out around the city, the water, the docks, and just sort of looking and thinking about our next move.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah, you fly.
Excuse me.
You fly up to a high vantage point, and give me an. Let's call it a perception check at advantage. 13. You see a sprawling cityscape. You can see the red bazaar district you came from. You can see the souk in the distance. It's a pretty nice landscape, but you don't see much of note. Other
Do
than
I
it's
see-
pretty.
Do I see any ships around the harbor? Either the harbor
Oh,
to
yeah.
the I heard a comment that this is not oriented northwest. Okay. Down and up from where we are two looks like 2 ports on the map. So, do I notice any ships in any of those either of those locations from where I'm at?
Oh yeah, this is a busy harbor city. There's ships all over the place coming and going.
Okay. We can leave it at that, and I'll have a conversation with the party about that later.
Okay. Okay, let's go back down to Bruce and Crom. So Bruce, start with a dexterity check at advantage because you're assisted by Crom. This is to see if you can intercept the pickpocket.
I rolled a pair of 3s.
Yeah, and give me a stealth check to see how subtle you are in your attempt.
I am.
You're going to die.
Oh, okay. Hey, 21.
21. Okay. Yeah, so you kind of stumble through the crowd. The pickpocket seems to be keeping, he's not like intentionally keeping his distance from you, but you don't seem to be closing the gap.
Nah. But he has definitely. Oh wait, he's seen us then.
Oh no, like he's moving through the crowd doing his thing.
Oh, but we're not moving through
But
deftly
because
enough to.
your attempt to intercept him in the crowd was unsuccessful, and you didn't manage to get actually any closer to him. But as far as you are aware, he hasn't noticed you specifically.
Does Kael see Bruce stalking the pickpocket?
Yeah, from his vantage point, Kael, it's pretty obvious to Kael that Bruce seems to be trying to follow this guy.
Well, I would have mentioned to Kael before I even did it that I'm keeping an eye on this guy. So.
Okay, so I would like to try and assist Bruce. I'm going to fly up, study his trajectory, and I would like to try and land just in front of him.
Okay. Give me a dexterity check at advantage because you're flying above him. Intercepting him would be likely pretty easy. But dexterity check at advantage. Double that one. Because I said it would likely be easy.
Don't you dare.
Kael falls.
So you're just looking for straight dex? Is that what you're looking for? Or do you want like acrobatics or okay, straight dex at advantage? Okay. Ugh.
13
rolls.
So you try and land directly in front of the path of the pickpocket. You do manage to land next to him, and he kind of bumps into you as you do, but he's still moving through the crowd. You haven't stopped him. He was probably a little startled by you suddenly appearing, but that's why he bumped into you likely. But he keeps moving.
Can I attempt to trip him?
Give me I guess let's call it an unarmed strike.
Sure.
Yeah, we'll treat it basically like an attack of opportunity. If it were combat.
I would still be trying to flank.
22. Yeah, you're able to trip him up, and he falls on his face.
Okay. So I'm going to I'll quickly I'm so sorry for tripping you, sir. Here, let me help you up. And I'll lean down to help him up, but I'm going to try and grab onto him fairly securely.
Do I have time to get to them?
Likely. Let me roll a couple.
Crom and I would be flanking the crowd at this point because we probably see Kael do this.
Yeah.
Just watch Kael.
Actually, you know what? Yeah, give me a give me an athletics check at advantage because Crom's helping you out.
Okay.
Basically, move quickly through the crowd and catch up.
Oh, okay.
Bruce. Okay.
So
yeah, for Bruce. 30-20. Okay,
I was gonna say, Crom.
Yeah, Bruce, you and Crom do catch up to the pickpocket and Kael. Second here. Okay. Kael, give me a grapple check is just I think it's an opposed strength roll essentially.
Well, if I'm at him, then it would be. That's.
So
I'm trying to get there because I don't want Kael doing the strength roll. It'd be like, oh.
Well, Kael's kind of trying to be subtle in his actions still too.
Oh, fair, okay.
Yeah. So like he said he's specifically trying to help him up, pretending to help him up while also getting a hold of him. So, so yeah, just Kael, give me a athletics check.
Athletics. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
Nobody
You
can
help
roll
him up,
clear.
but you lose your grip on him, so you're not able to actually get a hold of him. He kind of starts to dust himself off, and he says, "Watch what you're doing, man," and tries to go on his way. Crom and Bruce, I'll give you an opportunity to react to him trying to walk away. He's right next to you, and he's attempting to walk away.
Excellent. So I say, Crom grabs, and I just want to do is like, oh yeah, just come with us, sir. And I grab one arm, and Crom grabs the other arm, and we just guide him to the side of the crowd.
Give me an athletics check at advantage.
Okay. Do you have Crom's sheet, or is it just?
Did Crom's assisting you, so that's why you have
okay.
advantage. Yeah.
19.
Yeah. Okay. And give me a stealth check to see how subtle you are in the crowd.
16.
16. Yeah. So you the three of you managed to, I guess, and Calva as well. I guess Calva's just kind of following along with you guys.
I imagine he's still talking to people.
Yeah. Or yeah. So actually, that's a good question. So Calva, when Crom and Bruce ran off, and Kael flew away, what did you do?
I'm
The guy you
actually
were talking to had gone on his business.
I'm actually I I want to go inside the building.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So
So whenever
you
they're done their thing.
okay. So I'm gonna say that that the three that Kael, Crom, and Bruce seemingly discreetly managed to get a hold of the pickpocket and kind of drag him off to a dark corner in a nearby alley. And we'll smash cut back to Calva then for now. You say you want to try and enter. There's a big archway with people coming and going.
Yeah.
How do you want to
Yeah.
approach?
I just like to walk up, and as I walk up, do I see anybody that's like working there? Like the guy said it was 10 gold to come in. Do I see someone who's like there to take money to go in, or no?
Yeah, there's someone sitting at a table accepting small purses from people as they walk in. They don't seem to be having much of a conversation with people. People are just casually handing them coin purses as they walk in.
Okay. I'll just take 10 gold. And as I walk by, I'll drop it for them on the table.
Yeah, yeah, you're able to walk in and no one intercedes you or anything like that. So let me just look up the location again.
Your offering is much appreciated by the. I forget the name of this god. You said it already, but the god of wealth.
Sorry, I just got to read a little bit more about the.
I figured Kael would probably be okay with roughing up this ne'er-do-well because he's very obviously been shown to be a ne'er-do-well.
So you walk in and you find, again, it's a large, very like extremely ornate temple. Everything seems to be either made of gold or covered in gold leaf with all sorts of ornate decorations everywhere. You notice a few rather large armed individuals standing in around the room, clearly guarding the area. There's a number of people at different pews and small altars that seem to be praying, as well as someone who appears to be a priest at the front altar, who seems to be talking with a few people. And it seems that each person that walks away leaves another bag of likely money with the priest.
Do I see any of these traders around?
What do you, like vendors and whatnot? Give me
Yeah.
a perception check.
Eight.
Everyone in here seems to be dressed in fine clothing. It's pretty likely everyone in here is some form of wealthy individual, possibly business owners. But none of them stand out to you as yeah, none of them stand out to you. There's just a bunch of rich people milling about doing rich people things.
Okay. I'll walk up to. Well, I'll just choose one at random. To
Okay.
walk up to him, and I'll just go, "Hey, I've heard that this is the place for traders. I'm looking for someone who specializes in old artifacts that come from the inner of this jungle. Do you happen to know of any?"
Ooh.
First, give me a persuasion check.
18.
So you've introduced yourself politely and you've ingratiated yourself. See if I can find the answer to the question first before I decide how much of it I give you. So someone who deals in like artifacts and such. So okay, so the person explains that the if you have rarities to sell, there are you have to go through the merchant princes. They are
Ah,
the heads of the different merchant guilds around here, and he explains there are 7 of them. You mentioned he mentions Xanthi, who deals in gems, jewelry, cloth, and armor.
Okay. Gems, jewelry, cloth, and armor. Xanthi? Okay.
Yes.
And I'll just like, so is he like, is all this stuff local from this area that he has, or is it from like faraway lands?
He explains that each of the merchant princes specialize in uh, uh, different industry, and that each of them essentially has a monopoly on those items in the city, and anything of that particular nature would fall under their shops and traders.
Okay, so
So
all
and
their stuff is
any gems, jewelry, cloth, and armor, it all goes through Xanthi. It may be traded by his underlings or her underlings, but it all goes through her.
and so like gems, jewelry, cloth, and armor. Like, is there someone else that does specifically just like old artifacts, or is there no one that really does art, or does Xanthi do those as well?
Well, if your artifacts are gems or armor, you'd
Yeah, I
find them
guess
through
so.
Xanthi. If
Okay.
you're looking for magic items, you want to talk to Watango.
Okay, and where can I find Watango or Xanthi? Oh, we do? Okay, perfect. All right, I'll explain. Thank you very much. Hope you have a good day. And yeah, I'll turn around and walk out.
Okay. Let's now smash cut back to Thistle. Do we have Greg, right?
Oh yeah. No, I've been here the entire time.
Just making sure, because Thistle, like, I know Thistle's not there, but it's just, if I don't hear Thistle talking constantly, I
Am
forget.
I right in
everything's
assuming
listening.
that Greg is enjoying that this is not the Thistle show this time?
Absolutely. I'm
The
hoping
one
the next
advantage to splitting the party is everyone has to has to participate in their
Yep.
own thing.
Yep.
It's the only advantage to splitting the party. Everyone has to do something. So yeah, Thistle. I believe so a deep, familiar, disembodied voice is speaking in your ear. Calva, will you please remind us what Jim was up to as he had found Thistle and flew down and started speaking to him in the voice of James Earl Jones?
Come with me, Thistle, if you want to live.
um,
Yes,
so first off,
Spencer did a voice. I love it.
as
Crom?
Remember
Crom?
who you are.
This is CNN.
And then Jim will just kind of grab Thistle's shirt because he's still invisible and just
Yeah.
kind of like try and guide him back.
So has Thistle ever really heard Jim before?
Yeah, he would have heard him because we had I don't remember exactly how we established James Earl Jones's voice being canon.
Okay.
But it definitely, I know it involved Thistle, so Thistle would recognize this voice.
Okay.
Although he believes it's Calva because he's kind of got Calva and Jim.
Right. I'm like, oh, Calva, great. I'm so glad. Why did you guys get lost again? And again, Thistle is talking to this invisible being. No one else can see him. Thistle can't really see him, but he's talking like Calva's right there.
Yeah, let me remind everybody what else is going on at this moment. So Thistle has just exploded in flowers and vines. Everyone around has been inconvenienced, and many people have been tripped up. And they're all looking at this small, glowy, pink-haired dude with a maul talking to the air.
Yes.
And back
After
to Thistle.
crying, yelling, throwing shit.
I believe I'm going through a mental crisis right now.
Meanwhile, I'm
Is
trying to figure out what kind of tolerance for witchcraft the local population has.
Look, I am not the witch magic. I detect the witch magic. Thank you. Anyway, so Calva, I'm so glad you're here. These swine, pointing to these people. Whatever. I flip the crowd the bird, and I turn to the direction I assume Cav is facing, and about face because I'm obviously in the wrong direction. Okay, take me home.
So you decide to follow the tugging on your shirt?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
After having a conversation with a disembodied voice.
Can you remind me about this ability? Does the rough terrain count as rough terrain for you as well?
I don't believe it does. It just says a 15.
And he's gone.
Right at the important part. Every time he gets to the important information we need, he turns into a robot. Ooh, I understood him enough to hear my name, and that was it.
I see.
There we go. You know what? That's great. He just posts it in roll
Oh,
20.
yeah. Difficult terrain for your enemies. Okay, I would definitely say everyone around you, temporarily at least, they count as an enemy because like they're not friends. You're not necessarily fighting them, but you've definitely
Made
he's
put a
raging.
dent in their day. So, for the purposes of this, I'll say they count as enemies. But you're able to just basically stroll away. Unfortunately, like you just as everyone's trying to get their their footing properly and move around, anyone who would try and intercept you is just not going to be able to as you just walk away. Speaking to the air, and it doesn't even require a roll, because they're just not going to be able to catch you in difficult terrain because they move half as fast as you, and you're walking in some random direction.
Yep.
So unless they really want to move that full 15 feet and then chase you, right? How motivated are they going to be to do that? I don't see why they would be necessarily. Unless there's a guard that sees this and takes offense to it. And nope, they do not. These
All
fucking
right.
rolls.
All of our rolls suck.
I did not even make that DC very high, and that's still fucking. So. Anyway, yeah. So you're able to just simply walk away, and I'm sure shortly you'll meet up with the party.
Thistle gets away with it again.
At least he's moving in a direction with reason. So
yes. Unfortunately, this is negative reinforcement for Thistle. There are no consequences.
Your tummy is nice and full as you finish your giant chicken leg like thing.
So
it was really big. I assumed, because this fits your character, that there's no way you would have dropped that in any of these situations. You would have had that. You would have been munching on it this whole time.
No. This entire time, I've been eating this turkey leg.
Yeah, exactly. You either would have scarfed it down right away, or you would have been munching on it this whole time. And so I'm gonna go with I assume you munched on it the whole time because it fits.
I'm just picturing him talking to the guy about like the feather thing he was pulling on his belt. His mouth's just full of turkey as he's constantly.
Every time Greg's voice went robotic, that was Thistle talking with food in his mouth.
He got his greasy chicken fingers all over people's butt.
Yeah.
He touched every bum in the bar. It was good.
Yeah. Well, that was with his other hand. Maybe he was tapping his chicken leg on some bums too. Leaving little greasy stains on their butt cheeks.
I was hoping they would all come out of the bar with little tiny handprints on their butts.
little greasy fingerprints on their butts.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's come back to the trio mugging the pickpocket.
Mugging. Now hold on. This is an intervention. Thank you.
Take his kidney.
So far, it's certainly to anyone onlooking who surprisingly no one has noticed this, but it would certainly look like a mugging.
as we are literally strong arming this guy, we are carrying him to a more secluded place to interrogate him.
Let's have a chat.
Let's have a little chat. Yes, exactly. I was like, why do you come with us? Crom shows up, arms crossed, picks up the guy. Crom just moves him. So, let's go have a chat. It's like, what do these people have? What do these people have that you want?
Gold, of course. What do you want with me? Just trying to make a living.
And I was like, everyone wants gold. Why these people? There's easier places to get it.
People here just have deeper pockets. I'm sneakier than most of the guards around here. Apparently not sneakier than you.
Well, I've been around a time or two.
He was looking at Kael when he said.
Oh, was he? Oh, okay. I say it anyway.
No, I delayed that clarification intentionally.
God, I say it anyway because Bruce would just. Maybe I'd change it to we've been around a time or two. My intention is to figure out if it's better to dispose of this guy and take his stuff, or better to employ him.
Are you talking about turning this mugging into a murder?
As that's why I'm I'm asking the DM. It's just like that is my goal. Is
I'm not
to
going to tell you what's
ascertain-
going to be easier. You
No,
have
I
to
don't.
decide
No,
what
no,
you
no,
want
no,
to
no.
do.
I will decide. I'm telling you that Bruce is trying to identify from the whatever he has available, the resources he has available, the combination of whatever, of what the best course of action might be, and then I will make a decision based on that. Do I see any indication that this guy is more of use to us, or is there anything about him that would help me with that decision?
Well, he's clearly a pickpocket. So if a pickpocket is useful to you,
So
if
I'm
you want
just
to ask him more questions.
out of character, out of everything.
Sure.
I'm just going to say a kidney in the real world goes for $50,000 on the black market.
That is
In
that is another
D&D
good
money,
point.
in D&D money, that would translate to at least 500 platinum.
I
That's a lot of
understand.
money.
I'm trying
I-
to.
And he's got two of them.
The reason that I'm not doing this in character is that the last the last two sessions and this one, I've wasted a lot of time trying to roleplay the interaction when I don't know the purpose of the interaction. So I'm trying to ascertain the purpose of the interaction before I roleplay it.
So
And
I
I
add
need
to the
maximum
discussion,
information.
to add to the
Yeah,
discussion,
yeah,
I don't
so-
think Kael would go along with murder.
No, I understand that, and I can't murder him here with you here. However, I need to figure out if that's even an option.
Kael.
Yeah. I guess. Okay. Let's call it an insight check.
Okay, I need to know if this guy is worth anything to us. Yeah, we'll just do insight on him.
Yeah, I told you, 500 platinum each.
No.
Yeah. Well, he's seems to be he's a criminal.
Yep.
And you've clearly got some kind of advantage over him at the moment. If you think that if Bruce thinks that's useful to him, self in some way.
What is Kael's assessment of this situation? I don't necessarily know this, but God damn it.
Well, Kael's right next to you. Why don't
Actually, you know what? I'm gonna say, I'll just turn around and ask the guys, like, oh, all right, guys, what do you make of them?
I'm Kael. Okay,
I'm trying to figure out if Kael thinks that I'm trying to stop a bad guy, or if Kael has any insight into what we're doing.
I'm going to give
I
you a
think-
moment to think, Kael, because I'm going to interrupt briefly and
Okay.
say, as Crom just silently munches on his oats,
Yep.
and he kind of turns his head to one side, and you hear an audible crack in his neck as he just continues munching on his oats.
Yep. Oh yeah, we have this guy's attention. I hope we have this guy's attention.
Well, you definitely do now.
Okay, good.
Right. Back to you, Kael. I just wanted to add some flavor from Crom.
So I see this guy. I see that this guy gets around. He's sneaky. He operates in the shadows. Probably hears a lot of things. He might be able to give us some information on the gentleman that we're looking for.
Taban.
Yes.
So you say that. It's like, right, you ever heard of a bloke named Taban?
Give me an intimidation check at advantage.
Okay. Good thing it's an advantage. 16.
Yeah, he says Taban. Yeah. I think I've heard of the guy. In fact, I can tell you exactly where to find him if you let me go.
Tell you what. We'll let you go on one more condition. Since you've already we've already proven that we can take care of you. So I'm gonna try with the intimidation. I'm just going to indicate it's like we've got eyes and ears all over the city. So, so we've got eyes and ears over all over the city, but you seem like a good bloke. So, tell you what, the end of every day, we're gonna we're gonna have a guy come and collect 10% of what you've picked over the day, and you're gonna give it to him, or we'll find you again.
Give me another intimidation check, but this time straight roll, no advantage.
Really? You wouldn't just yeah. But why are you making me roll, man? Like, I'm trying to role play it to him. I'm intent. That's what I tried to do at the Grand Souk too. I'm intentionally trying to role play to
No,
avoid the rolls because
you
I'm
still
rolling
gotta
like
roll.
shit.
Hi,
how
welcome
you
to
know,
Dungeons and Dragons.
I
There
know. I
were-
don't. Well, I don't know what the point of role playing it is then, because it's just the roll's just going to determine it.
it's fun. It's fun to add your own flavor to it.
Yeah.
But yeah, he.
So this guy's not
he-
convinced that we're not to be messed with. Okay.
Well, he agree. He says he agrees, and he says, "Yeah, sure, whatever you say. Just let me go."
All right. And he's going to give us the information. It's like, all right. So where's this Taban guy?
He says, if you go to the quarter where the what's it called? Sorry, it's ruining my immersion that I can't remember the location. The executioner's run. There's a small little beer house. The owner's name is Johnny. If you go to the bar and ask Johnny to see Francine, she'll be able to tell you exactly where to find Taban.
Francine. Sorry, I meant where's Francine?
Find Johnny. So he explains in this area over here on the other end of the city,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
near where the
Executioner's Run.
executioner ran.
Yeah.
There's a small beer house. It's owned by a guy named Johnny.
Yeah.
Ask
Got
Johnny for Francine.
that. I missed the Executioner's Run part. Like, sounds like that's where we're going next. Turn to the other guys. I'm assuming Kael has a disapproving look on his face, but I'm ignoring it. Is that true, Pete? Or
Kael, how do you feel about extortion? Now, certainly asking for information, I don't see, that Kael may have an opinion on that. But would he also have an opinion on the whole, give me a piece of your take,
Yeah, so
yeah.
when he agreed to first give us the information, it was fine. And then when you told him that he had to pay 10% to this guy every day, you could see a noticeable change in his expression.
I'm allowing you to be like fully pissed off because I'm going to intentionally ignore whatever vibes you're putting out. So. I do need to know what they are, though.
Yeah. Basically, do you react, Kael?
Yeah, I'm trying to decide how Kael would react if he would if he would come right out in front of this guy and call Bruce out.
He might be more would he be more tactful with his words? It's like, let's consider a different option or something like that. Like, how diplomatic is he?
Okay, well, while you consider that, let's smash that back to somebody else.
Yeah.
Calva, where were we at with you? You were in the
I was
temple.
just walking out.
Okay, you were just walking out of the temple?
Yeah.
And what do you want to do?
I'm gonna look for the
Crom,
group.
Kael, and your crew is not around, but you do know where Thistle is because Jim's bringing them to you.
Yeah. I guess I'll radio up Jim and be like, hey, you found Thistle? Whereabouts are you?
He explains that they're not far. They're just in the red district on their way to you, and they should be there in a matter of minutes.
All right. I guess I'll just kind of wander around the square, see if there's still kind of like, or like, is the square empty, or is there lots of people in here still? Like I can't
It's
see
still busy.
everywhere.
Lots of people wandering around.
All right, I'll just
You're,
wander
you're not
around.
you're not quite as short as Thistle, so it's not just butts in your face.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
you're still a dwarf. It's kind of hard to see over a crowd.
All right, I'll be like, I'll just tell Jim, all right, I'll hang out here. I'll try and the group's around here somewhere, and when you get here, come find me, and then I'll wander around and look for
So, Jim,
Bruce.
just to be clear, Jim is going to escort Thistle into the Golden Temple.
No.
No, Calva's already come back out.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was like,
And
Yeah.
just to be clear.
Jim is invisible, and he's literally just tugging on Thistle's shirt, and Thistle
No,
is
I know.
following
I
him.
just didn't realize where Calva was planting himself while he waited.
I don't know.
Oh, God.
Everything's
think this
so
is
shiny.
This may be setting an unfortunate precedent that Thistle just willingly follows, a tug on his shirt.
And a
Assuming
disembodied voice.
it matches the voice that he hears. So maybe Thistle's shirt will get tugged in the future.
Okay,
Thank you, Calva, for leading me.
So I'm gonna say thank you for the info. Okay, sorry, I'll let Kael react, but I have
Okay.
I have a
Have you
way
made a
of
decision?
my
We'll
next
come
thing
back to you.
anyway. Yeah.
So I have decided how I'm going to react.
Okay.
This is not the time I'm going to react. So I will hold that reaction for. I am going to do it before we leave the sky, and
Okay.
go on about our way. So
Okay.
come back to me when we reach that point.
Well, I am just about to talk to you.
Okay.
So clearly you have an unimpressed look on your face. Go.
Yes.
Regardless of what you're going to say. And I say, I just heard you. It's like, oh, Kael, could you escort this nice man back to where we found him, and keep an eye out for Thistle and Calva. Let's see if we can get us all back together.
Sure. And I put my hand on his shoulder, and I sort of guide him in the opposite direction away from Bruce, back towards where
Yes.
we came from. And as I'm walking away, in a voice that's loud enough that Bruce can hear, I'm going to say, we caught you. Someday, all these guards around here, someone's going to see you. I suggest you maybe find another line of work.
Give me an intimidation check at advantage.
Okay.
It doesn't matter how politely or nicely you say it. Given the situation, he sees this as intimidation.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. Well, charisma.
Yes.
Yeah. Nat 20. There it is. Kael, the most effective negotiator. Let's go.
He says, certainly, sir. I swear, I'll go straight. I'll give up my life of crime. I'll go feed the poor. And he runs away into the crowd.
Okay.
So,
I was gonna say, well, yeah, yeah.
Just to be clear, Crom and I are on our own, right?
Yeah.
Okay, excellent.
Kael wasn't very far away from you. He was probably 10, 15 feet. You didn't hear what Kael said to the guy, but the guy just takes off running from Kael.
But just as he's doing that little conversation, I need to lean to Crom, and I just be very quickly say, guys like that, we're going to send Jim to spook them, and if they give us trouble, you kill them, make sure Kael's not watching.
Okay.
That's it.
Crom kind of nods as he's munching away on his own.
I'm doing Crom smash. That's it. Like, so it's like, yeah, we like those guys are useful. I'm trying like in the quickest words I possibly can. Like guys like that are useful, but sometimes they're better to us dead than running around spreading rumors. So.
Yeah, you're not sure what how much of that Crom really understands.
Yeah,
You know,
that's fair.
and he so.
I still
But
think
his eyes
Crom is smarter than he is. Like,
kind of light up when you mention smashing. And
yeah.
killing.
Yeah, I still do. I'm overconfident in Crom's intellectual ability. So, all right. So while I do that, Kael, of course, is now very close by. So I'm like, right. Let's meet up because we need to head over to the executioner's run before the day's out.
So before Bruce gets too far away, like he's clearly trying to like move on.
Yeah, I'm talking to you as well. So
yeah, but and so I'm assuming like you're saying this and you're like turning to head towards the executioner's run, and I just reach up and put my hand on your shoulder and spin you around and say, Bruce, look, getting information out of these people is one thing. Extortion is not something that I'm good with. We have to draw a line somewhere.
right, I hear you. I just don't know. Other than dancing around with Bongo, I'm not sure how to make much coin around here. You've seen how expensive everything is. I figure the place is crawling with criminals. Just use them anyway, but you're probably right.
Everybody makes mistakes in their life. They deserve a second chance.
I just got-
Hopefully, that gentleman will choose a better path. And then I just start walking towards the
Yeah,
execution.
I don't have a response to that. I just kind of, I look receptive, but I don't respond.
You just got lectured.
I did.
Okay. Yeah. So as they can conclude that conversation, Calva, you notice someone suddenly take off running through the crowd, a little ways away from you, and kind of in the direction of where he started off. You see Kael, Crom, and Bruce emerging from an alley.
All right, I'm gonna go over to them and explain what like the information I got in there, and be like, we need to go talk to these people, these two people. We might be able to get some info on places in the jungle where the soulmonger may be.
As this conversation starts, in stumbles Thistle, being seemingly dragged by his shirt. Willingly,
This
like
entire, this entire time I've been talking with quote quote Calva,
Yes.
going. So again, I said to the guard, fight me or die, and he didn't want to fight me. I mean, either this entire town is chicken shit, or they don't know a good fight when they see one. I swear, if I have to burn the entire establishment down. Oh, hi everyone. Why do you guys keep getting lost?
Calva, you heard as much of that conversation between Jim and Thistle, as much of that conversation as you would have wanted to hear. You may have chosen to just tune it out, as you know, but Jim was forced to hear the Thistle. But you would have been welcome to hear everything he said if you were interested.
Probably would have tuned it out, to be honest.
That is fair. That is fair.
Okay, but the party's all together. What do you want to do?
So I turn to Bruce and go, did you find Hugh Hefner?
We did find him. Right tiny little dwarf, that one. And he's he's on our payroll now. He's going to take us out into the jungle, and
good.
we've got him for the next month. We're meeting him tomorrow morning, in front of,
Has to repose.
Oh, right in front of the inn. Yeah, I knew that. Sorry.
The inn you've been staying at for the last 2 nights.
Yeah. Right in front of the inn we've been staying at.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and you were able to talk to him, and he's going to guide us through the jungle at no cost. That sounds great.
Right. No cost.
Great. No cost.
Well,
I mean, he's bad with money, right?
you know, there's like no cost. It's like, I'm just wondering how I'd word this. I would probably just go, yes, absolutely no additional cost to us at all. Yeah, no more cost from this point on for his services at all. Nope.
At least
Just
for
like
the next
tell
30 days.
Thistle. I'll just tell Thistle it required 30 gold each,
Ah,
and
damn it.
you gave me 50. So I used part of your 30 gold for it. But I mean, if you want to refill the bank, you're welcome to give me another 30 gold.
Yeah, I don't get out everything that I was going to say. So yeah.
So, okay, he will lay his coin purse out and say, "Okay, I have," and above board he has 21 gold. How about we take half of that and put that back in the bank of, please don't spend my money.
It's like an investment. You know, you throw it in and it grows, and then
I say
And it's
we all
gone.
spent.
And it's gone.
I do say, because Calva luckily cut me off before I was lying to Thistle. I'll say we all spent the same amount, so it wasn't just yours. It's not just his information. He's actually going to be with us, so it's his time and energy, and he could die out there too. So it's worth something to him as well.
And he's going to lead us through where the Temple of the Cow people are, right?
And I turned to Kael. I'm like, "That's the place. That's the place you're telling me about." Forgot about the Temple of the Cow people.
Wait, where's
So let me understand this. You guys went, got lost, found the person you were looking for, negotiated a deal without me there, using
Yes.
my money, and then
Really
proceeded
good
to get lost again. And now you're telling me that we spent more of my money, of which I'm really bad with, and I know I'm bad with. And this guy, this probably charlatan, is going to get us lost in the jungle, and not even for the reason we're looking for.
Yes.
Okay, that tracks. I'm hungry.
Right. Why don't we head up? I don't know. Is anyone else jumping in before I suggest going the executioner's run?
I
didn't
will
realize
jump
I was
in.
muted. Hang on.
Oh.
As Thistle mentions he's hungry, you all notice him look down at a rather large bone in his hand. That's still looking pretty greasy, but devoid of any meat.
Oh, and I was like, "How much money do you spend on that one?"
Oh, and Thistle's face was Thistle's face is pretty greasy from the just munching on the side of this big hunk of meat.
Oh,
So that's what I say.
Thistle-
Yes, he's like, "Okay, I'm hungry," and so I look at the bone and I go, "So how much money do you spend on that?"
Ah,
That's not the one from this morning.
three somethings. I throw the bone away and I turn to a water barrel and I kind of plunk my head and wash myself, and I don't know. I'm still hungry.
Right. Nobody else there. So that was only like maybe an hour and a half, right? Like we still have most of the day.
It is.
so-
Yeah,
it is now
it's
8:30 at night.
Yeah,
No,
it can't have been that long.
It's early afternoon, somewhere around 3 o'clock ish.
Okay, so we do have time to go to executioner's run. All right, I suggested to the group.
I'll jump in and mention the conversation I had inside and be like, I forget their names already, but there's some artifact dealers that specialize in stuff from deep in the jungle, and they
Tongo
might
and
have
Nancy.
one start with a W.
Oh, let's write the name. So Johnny and the
No,
no, that was no, those are the names that the guy gave us.
Watongo.
no, it was Fuck, do I have to do a history check on this, or do I remember?
History check at advantage because it just recently happened. And the names are kind of awkward anyway.
Well, if you just not remember the name, okay. What if he rolls a 2? Then we just lose the
Total
lead.
That's why I
control for
gave
advantage.
advantage.
I
Total
rolled 2
control?
3s at advantage. Just saying.
Wait, is it hold control or shift?
Shift to
Shift.
advantage.
It'll go green if it's at advantage.
All right, I will say. So
Oh yeah,
213.
so you remember Watango Atamu is one,
With Tango.
and the other one, and everybody else give me a history check
okay.
at the mention of the name Watango Atamu.
I was not there, so
So noted.
No, well you're there
we
now.
need to be taking. We need to be
And
taking
Calva's
notes. We
mentioning
cannot
it
be. We need to be taking notes. We cannot be asking Alex for note recaps.
I'm not
need to
gonna
get
remember
that.
everything for you.
I need to get that feat where like you don't forget anything.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And the other name is Xanthi.
Xanthi, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
You can just-
amazing. This is-
Even if you don't remember, you can just say we remember the name, and then we get to, like find
Yeah,
it later.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, what would Thistle look like with keen mind?
So I added a third 13 to that there, Spence.
Okay.
Kael,
Pete got an 18.
Bruce, and
Yeah.
I still need a history check from Thistle.
Does Crom get to roll one?
He's not here. He doesn't get to roll. He's too busy.
Oh.
He's not listening. He's munching on his
Oh,
own.
okay. I was gonna say.
There's no intimidation or smashing to be happening in this. Kael, you recall at the
Yep.
mention of Watango Atamu, that is the name of the friend that Syndra Sylvain mentioned she was staying with when you guys first arrived in Port Nanzaro.
Excellent.
That
I will
sounds perfect.
I will remind the group of that. Watango, he's the guy that
Yeah.
Cinder Sylvain is staying with.
All right, so I'll be like, oh, we should definitely go talk to him then. I'm not. I don't. Is he on the way, like between here and Executioner's place, or are you
So
gonna stop
Syndra,
in on the way there?
his house would be in the affluent quarter you guys went through right at the very beginning, up in here somewhere.
Okay, so probably do Executioners then there, I guess.
Executioner's Run is over here.
Yeah, and
you're
where are
saying
we?
he's over here some ish where?
Yeah, his
Okay.
villa is going to be somewhere in this.
So near
right here.
the Temple of Light. Or sorry, the
And
Temple
where
of
are
Knowledge.
we?
Actually, 1, 2,
We're
3,
down in the south. We're way the hell
Actually,
down here.
It's one of these
Okay. Oh, not
fancy
south, the east.
7. You see how there's 7 fancy villas in this
Yeah.
area? It's one of these ones.
Okay. Oh, one of the
Alright.
very fancy. Very nice.
Okay, so I guess we'll do Executioners, then head on over and see Watangu.
What information does he have again? How much time
He
do we have?
was he knew about magic items in the jungle.
He'll be faster. We should go see him first, but it's going to take us. How long will this take us? So, Alex, are we able to do this all before nightfall?
We can basically pick one for now, and we'll see how it starts, and we'll probably wrap it up at that as.
Oh yeah, I know for the session.
That's where we'll. That's what I'm saying. So yeah, do you guys want to go? So basically, do you guys want to go to the Executioner's Run, or do you guys want to go to the Merchant Prince's Villas?
So out of character, my suggestion would be that we go to the Executioner's Run, try and find this guy, or at least some information on this guy. because we can always meet the guide in the morning and say, hey, we just got to make this quick stop. We got some information yesterday. We got to go ask this guy about stuff, and then we'll head out into the jungle. So we can make that a quick interaction in the morning with the
Yeah, that's true.
guide.
Yeah.
And this would give us an opportunity to get some information about Taban, and then that may change what we do later.
Yeah, because this
So
will
it-
wrap up a few inner quests if we go down here.
yeah.
Basically, like my idea behind going to see this other guy is just maybe we can get like an actual general direction to walk off into the jungle. Not like a specific location to go, because obviously he wouldn't know, but maybe he would know like the location of some old ruins in there.
I
That
would
give
say
us like a specific direction to go towards.
so. This is a conversation that could happen in character because that sounds like something that Kael and Calva would say.
Yeah.
I think I would pipe up and mention that if like Ponzi folks probably are not going to have a clue what's outside the city walls. We're going to the Executioner's Run. That's where all the every single shady person that we've been told about can be found in Executioner's Run, which means the eyes and ears of the island are more likely to be there than they are in any rich quarter.
So this guy, I will say this guy is like the friend of
Cinder Sylvain, yeah.
Cinder Sylvain, which is the one who's the one that's sending us on this quest. And
Oh,
he
that's- okay.
apparently steals in magic items from the jungle,
Oh, okay. So yeah, we definitely need to.
like rare magic items, rare and
Yeah.
expensive. So, if anyone would have some sort of general direction to go and would be willing to give us the information, it would be the friend of the person who's sending us on the quest.
Good point.
Yeah. I actually I agree with Kael's idea, but I think we're going to be exiting. We're likely to be exiting through the Executioner's Run anyway. And if we go through that area with Hugh, it's on the way. Whereas maybe it's not that much. Like, how much time do you think we're going to lose there? That's the thing.
Well, I mean, hey, we can do it in the morning. Yeah, if we think we're going to exit that way, I guess, yeah, that is the gate out, isn't it?
Yeah,
So,
it's
yeah,
like-
if we're going to be exiting that way anyway, we're going to be walking right
well,
by.
it's
Maybe-
one of the
maybe-
gates out. Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Let's
we
go
can do
see him
that.
tonight. Let's go see him tonight because Hugh doesn't need to know anything about Syndra or this guy.
Sounds good to me.
Because I think
Yeah,
the
that's
less
true.
the less Hugh knows about our true purpose, the better.
You're so distrustful, Bruce.
Yeah.
I mean, he does already know we're looking for the soul blogger. But
yeah. No, I know, but the less
yeah.
the less he
less-
can use, the less he can use against us. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah. So distrusting. It's like, yeah, well, we have to establish ourselves. We are the forwarders. We're out of place. We are definitely like outnumbered, outclassed, like everything like that. We need to establish ourselves as quickly as possible using any means necessary. So I know something, and I'm looking at Kael. I know some things are off the table, but I think if we go visit him tonight before meeting up with you, it'll just keep things less complicated.
Yeah.
That makes
And
sense.
then when it comes to dealing with shady characters, Hugh looks like he's dealt with his fair share of shady characters, so I don't think he'll be. Think he'll be turned off by going through that area. Okay, so we're gonna go visit. We're gonna go visit Ken Watanabe.
My mind knows that's kind of funny, but I can't put the face to it, so I gotta. Google
You
it.
just gotta look him up. He's just Wata. He's just the Japanese guy who plays like in lots of movies.
Ah, yes.
Yes.
Let them fight.
I just heard what his name's like. Whatever.
Anyway, yeah. So you're able to make your way to. Well, hang on, let me double check. along the way. There's the button. Here we go. Yes,
Oh,
you
of
make it
course. Am I
through-
approached because of my intel on shady dealings? I'm still keeping my ear to the ground for, underground, any kind of thing, money-making opportunities. So there's the underground casinos, speakeasies. We go cockfighting rings, but any dinosaur fight, any kind of stuff in the underground on our way. If I get intel, let me know.
So it's not like you're not going to have necessarily like just whispers randomly coming to you as you walk along, but if you specifically go to look for something like that, you'll have advantage.
Thistle will pipe up and say, "People do not want to arm wrestle here."
Okay, so I will say, I'll actually say the group out loud once again, looking with a side eye to Kael without exploitation, taking advantage of the existing underground culture here. I'd like to look around for any signs on our way. I'd like to look for any signs of opportunities that are already existing in here that could help us.
Well, theoretically, based on what you've seen recently, every person in a crowd is an opportunity for pickpocketing.
So,
Okay, so I'm specifically
just
looking for places that are. I'm specifically looking for places that are not guarded by city guards. I should say, like I'm looking for.
as a gentle reminder to you, you say things out loud like that, and the Kender usually goes, "Okay, I'm helping," and asks the nearest person, which
I didn't. No,
usually.
wait, I didn't use the Bruce voice because I don't know the wording. Because I didn't.
Okay, I'm just making sure you understand the rule.
So I'm asking Alex. This is what I am attempting to do. What are the rules for attempting to do this?
So you want to try and basically take note of parts of the city where there is a lower guard presence.
I want to find out how criminals make their money without wasting the group's time. Yeah. There's pickpocketing, sure, but I'm looking about something more organized. I mean, like, is there any? Because I have a little bit of advantage on any kind of intel. Yes, maybe I ask someone. Maybe I see something. Maybe you mentioned like there's definitely we already know there's people who illegally fight dinosaurs here. And put on shows.
They're not very quiet about it.
Well, that's the arena. That's
if it's in the arena,
legal dinosaur fight.
It's legal.
Yeah, those are legal dinosaur fights. I'm sure there's gambling and something. Like, there's got to be a way.
Isn't the Executioner's Run part of that? So, like,
I would assume so.
Potentially, you could find some information there.
Yeah.
When we go there tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah, I would
what
say
we're
if
actually
you wanted
looking
to
for
see
then is
things like that,
allies.
that would definitely be the part of the city you're moving through right now. Is much more is although you're moving out of the most affluent place, one of the most affluent places, into sort of a more middle class type area. It's still a pretty safe, protected part of the city, and then you're going to like the second the most wealthy part of the city. Like these are places where if criminals are conducting criminal activity, they're going to be significantly more subtle.
Yeah, fair enough. It's highly organized. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
even with advantage, the chances of you noticing the inner workings of the local crime bosses, if they exist, is pretty low, even with advantage.
There we go. That's what I was actually asking. Yes, I'm looking above and beyond the criminal scum. I'm looking for, is there any criminal underbelly? Is there any inn? Is there any mob? Anything? There's no indication of that, even with my advantage. Okay.
Even with your advantage, like this, you wouldn't necessarily see much of that here. Although there's things like, organized like gambling and people who hire people to go beat up people who don't pay their debts.
Yeah.
These are the things exist. But in the areas of the city you're in right now, these are going to be very subtle, if they exist.
So I would have to specifically go looking. I'd have to listen for names and Executioner's Run, maybe get some information from people. And maybe on our way, I would have a talk. We don't have to do this in character, but I would have a talk with Kael to find out
with the purpose of finding out where his lines are. So I want to know what my limits are in handling people, because I don't want to. It's not that I just don't want to offend him. It's that I don't want to put the group in jeopardy.
Okay.
So this is just between me and Kael as we're walking to this place. I will just have a conversation with Kael about. So what I want to do is, I think we would be a better use for some of the dirty money that's around here. I think it can go to better places. Ultimately, my goal is to keep us in the best condition possible. That's my goal. So if anything passes your vibe check in whatever Bruce language is, will you agree to some level of compromise on that, or on at least having dealings with the underworld here?
Yeah, you guys don't necessarily have to roleplay that whole conversation.
No,
out, but we can assume,
I'm
we can
shorthanding the
assume
conversation.
it takes about 40 minutes for you guys to walk from
Yeah.
where you are to where you're going. So above the table, if you wanted to exchange some information in
Yeah,
shorthand.
even though I'm
have
shorthanding
done
the
it.
conversation. But yeah, Pete, is there anything you can think of offhand? Is there any clear distinction, or anything Kael's willing to commit to?
Yeah, I think despite his objections to the situation earlier, he is realizing that he's understanding that things cost money, and we are out of our element and not in a place where we can easily make money. And we are going to need money, which is an interesting concept for him, because growing up in the monastery, that wasn't a thing, but he's been traveling for some time, so he does understand the concept of money and needing to make money to keep going.
If
So,
Kael were hungry, would he steal a loaf of bread?
no.
No, he wouldn't.
So I guess in the conversation, Kael would relay that
What are the points you want to hit? Like
Kael's goal, like with the last guy, would be to try and steer people away from having to steal and be dishonest to make a living.
Yeah. So if Kael brings that up, Bruce would actually encourage that. It's like, I think that's good. It's better. It's always better seeing people turn a new leaf. Bruce wants to make it clear to Kael that he is not committed to criminal dealings in order to make money. It's just we have not found legitimate ways to make money here. There seems to be quite a discrepancy of income, and people seem well established.
Yeah, so I guess Kael would agree that as long as we are not encouraging people to hurt others,
right,
that he could get on board with some level of dealings with the underworld in order to ensure that we have the best opportunity to be successful in our primary mission.
So then Bruce will ask, and I may be putting this is for Alex because I may be putting this at disadvantage. If I ever go seeking opportunities, would you agree to always be with me in that then? So I will exclusively, basically, if I go looking for opportunities, that kind of stuff, I will take Kael and no one else. Is Kael okay with that?
It's an interesting
Like if I go
question.
talking to people, yeah, not like if I go talk to people, yeah. The idea being you're always there for the vibe check, right?
Oh, okay, yeah.
That's what I mean. It's just like, would
yeah.
you be able to do that? I know it might make you uncomfortable being around seedy characters who are doing things all the time. You can't reform everybody, but you'll have the opportunity. But at least you'll be there to be kind of a conscience, to be kind of my conscience in the situation, to make sure that we're having a minimal negative impact. Maybe that's the way to word it.
I see. You're going out Pinocchioing, and you want a Jiminy Cricket.
Yeah, I mean, it's not that I want the Jiminy Cricket. I don't actually want. I want to be free to just like do whatever. But I'm realizing that Kael is part of the party, and I'm trying my damnedest to see him as a legitimate one of my guys, and he just strikes me as a snobbish, inexperienced. It's just everything about him just drives me up the wall. So,
He's a goody two shoes acting as an obstacle, and you want to see if you can find a way to
and I'm
legitimately
trying
make
to be a good captain and be like, okay, so if I'm if he's part of the group, then me having criminal dealings is going to put the whole party at risk just by following. So if he agrees to be my Jiminy Cricket, then I can make sure that my dealings don't put the whole group at risk.
And you don't see Thistle as your Jiminy Cricket?
No, I see Thistle as a very useful tool when Kael's not around.
Okay. So Kael,
Thistle as Jiminy Cricket. Let's go over some things. Attempted theft of meat, sexual assaults.
But Thistle's conscience is clean. He has no idea that he's done anything.
Oh, I know. I get this. I'm just going over the objective things that
Yeah.
We're a guard to have spotted any of these things, which I did roll dice for.
Yes.
No,
we're
trying to start a fight in the middle of a square.
3 separate times.
Yeah.
Thistle's function has been fairly well established. Just
trying to run like an arm wrestling scam.
Yeah.
Basically the arm wrestling equivalent of pool hall hustling.
Thistle wasn't around. Thistle is usually my get out of Kael jail free card because Kael knows that Thistle has no ill intent when he extorts people. So I am not going to.
But
Anyway.
I do have to wrap this up. But
I know.
And we're close enough to. I'm going to skip a couple of little things that I had planned before this next checkpoint. But we're likely just really just opportunities for nat ones that you were probably going to succeed at anyway. Anyway, you made it to the quarter with the merchants' villas.
Yeah.
You were able to ask around and were directed to the villa of Wotenga Otamu. You approached the gates and identified yourselves. The attendant at the gate, recognizes you as a friend of Cinder Salvain, and he invites you in and ushers you to a waiting area. And that's where we will cut until next session. It is early evening of chronologist day 3, I believe.
Yep.
Yes, early evening of day 3.
Yeah.
Okay, early evening day 3. You are in the waiting area of the merchant villa of Wotenga Otamu, and the party's all together. And Crom is probably just about done his bag of oats. He's been like on all day.
Peter, I'll let you think about what what Kael's comfort or what his involvement with the world is over there.
I do have a response that I can give you before we sign off. But if Alex wants to go or whatever, we can sort of chat after the fact.
And if you
guys want to carry on the conversation, I'm going to sign off because
okay. Yes,
I gotta start getting myself ready for bed if I'm going to be able to get up in time for tomorrow. So
10 o'clock at the absolute latest.
I'll be there for 9.
Oh,
I'll be leaving. Okay. I'll be leaving here at 8 at the latest.
Okay.
I'll see you tomorrow.
I can't wait for Oz to not show up.
I'll be there before. I'll be there before him. I have to. All right, the rest of you guys, if you don't
Well,
mind hanging around for a bit.
What? How many people are playing? By the way, Oz?
14.
14. Oh, jeez. And it's just simple double elimination. If I'm taken out in my first two games.
Best of 3 double elimination.
Oh, so every game is a best of 3?
Yes.
Oh, nice. Okay, cool. Anyway, if I'm eliminated early, I'm probably just gonna come home and not out of being upset or anything like that.
That's
Just
fine.
not much reason for me to stick around over socializing.
That's fine.
But I am intending to social. Anyway, I'll see you in the morning. See you,
Okay,
everybody.
See you later, buddy.
Okay, buddy.
2
Bye.
weeks from now is our next session? Question mark.
2 weeks from now will be the next session. We have no Alex.
Oh, what is 2 weeks from now the 18th?
Yes.
Those plans have fallen through already, so I am available next on the 18th.
Oh, so that's a full session then. With
Yeah,
sans
so-
Thistle, we have no Thistle, but
Why? Did I not say I could do that?
no, you did not say you could do that. July 18th, you did not say you could do that.
Did I say I couldn't do it?
No, I put out I put out the poll. You
Yep.
clicked all the other dates. That was the date you did not click.
Cool. I should be good.
Okay, we have a full roster because Seb has
Lucky
agreed to
guy.
that one as well.
Nice. Okay, so we don't have too big of a break before.
No, we can actually go out. We can actually go out in the jungle, maybe.
We're so
Thistle
not making
turns
it.
around.
I love the confidence. We're not. Yeah, it's not. It's never going to happen.
And then the start of next session will be like Starburst as everyone goes in a different direction.
Except
Thistles.
Thistle. Standing still.
And you guys forget to meet up with your guide.
Yeah, it's TPK except Thistle, so this just becomes a Thistle solo quest. Thistle solos the rest of the map. Anyway, all right. See you, Alex.
Later, guys.
I'm gonna end
See you, Alex.
the